Hello, everybody. Good evening and welcome to That's Football. It's the Netherlands versus the Ukraine. I mean, he's done it. He did it on purpose. I still get it in. I'll still get it in, Draughty. Look, I'll still get the England flag in. Putting little bloody things up. England.
I thought we were getting sexual already, Mark.
England.
I'll still get it in. He's off already.
England.
Innuendo.
England.
Sorry, it's pronounced Ingerland.
Yeah.
Or never crossed the water.
Tell me, we're here for Netherlands versus Ukraine, and we'll go through the team news in a minute. But tell me what your thoughts on England were today. Can you hear me?
Are you talking about me? To me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'd like you to describe sir or mister would be fine in these scenarios, Mark, just to, formalise the agreement. No, it was good.
You said you want to be called Goldbridge.
Baldbridge. Somebody called me Baldbridge. Bald, as in...
Yeah.
Bald.
Okay.
Look, I'll tell you what. I was a little bit shocked with the starting lineup. I thought Southgate had done his usual, gone a bit defensive, but it was a dominant performance from England. And look, they could have had more. And I was quietly impressed. Phillips was outstanding in that engine room in midfield. Absolutely outstanding. And great start for you guys. Great start to the tournament. A little bit of revenge for the World Cup as well. And I thought Luka Modric certainly looked his age there tonight.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, I mean, he's not the Modric of a few years ago. I'd definitely say that. But there was times where I was getting a little bit worried. Probably about 10 minutes either half, where I thought, oh, he's starting to get hold of it. But you're right, he's just not that player anymore. But no, it's a good result for England. I think I was probably a little bit more frustrated with it actually watching the game and immediately after it than I am now, because I see it for what it is. It's a good opening result in a tournament that basically, makes you puts us safe really, and gives us a chance to get into the next step. But I was a bit. There was aspects of it that I thought I was a bit frustrated with, but hopefully we can build out.
Is Sancho shagging Southgate's daughter or something like? I'm confused here, mate. Why wasn't he in the squad? You can't tell me.
I was just talking about it on the United stand there. I'll tell you a little story here then. So I was just on the United stand, and I was saying that. Is it not a concern that you're going to spend £80 million on a right winger who's not good enough to get on England's bench? And we basically came to the conclusion that no, it isn't, because he's a really good talent, but he's also not good enough to be on England's bench at the moment. And I agree with that.
That speaks volumes for the strength and depth, though, of the English squad. I will say that. I mean, I thought Foden did really well today as well. It was the most Raheem Sterling goal ever, wasn't it? It needed a little deflection, a little bounce off the defender's ankles.
He never hits it clean. He never hits it clean, does he? I bet when he goes for a piss, the toilet rim is just. I bet he never. I mean, it's probably like me. When I go for a piss, and I always think I'm not going to lift the seat up. I'm going to gamble. It's never clean. I never do it. And I think Sterling's like that. He never has a clean finish.
Do you ever do that one in the middle of the night where you wander into the bathroom, don't turn the light on because you don't want to wake anybody up, and somebody has actually put the full toilet? Oh, that's devastating.
And the older you get, it actually takes you a few seconds to stop.
I always feel really bad getting the wife out of bed to clean it up. Like it's.
It is true. It is true. I've done that a few times, and you can't really wake anyone up to say, "Oh, did it?" Although you feel like it, and then you've got
a young son, haven't you? You've got a young son.
Yeah.
Here's a good trick. This is what my mother-in-law said to me that she did with my brother-in-law. She used to put a cork in the toilet and tell him to aim for it.
Ah.
There you go. A little inside trick.
Veghorst is playing Finn. You're right. Right, let's have a look at the chat. Hi, Mark. Really enjoying the Euro watch-along, especially Craig and Jay were on fire yesterday. Well done. I thought that was a bit of a shit stream, but there you go. Somebody liked it.
I have to say, Mark, I'm my biggest critic, and I know you're bantering me, but certainly could have been better. I didn't know Jay. I mean, I was petrified to say anything. I thought he could reach across that screen and just go pum pum.
Yeah,
and I'm done.
Jay is intimidating, but I thought you did well on the one with Joe, because thankfully we're talking here about Christian Eriksen, and he is still here. And on a serious note, that when I got the phone call, because I was at a barbecue, I wasn't even watching the game. And I was like, oh my God, doesn't matter how many watch-alongs you've done. I wouldn't been in a good situation doing that one. So I thought you both did well on that. And I think it's absolutely fantastic that he's okay. Because that, when I switched that on, when somebody rung me, I was like, from the jobs I've done, I was like, that ain't good. That ain't good when they stood around him like that. So it was emotional, and I'm happy that it's gone the way it has, because it easily couldn't have done.
Massive credit as well to Anthony Taylor, massive credit to Simon Kjær, massive credit to Kasper Schmeichel. I mean, I thought the whole Danish team handled it magnificently well. I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed in the BBC, if I'm being honest, Mark, but yeah, the rest of them, I thought they were outstanding in a very difficult situation.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I get the whole BBC thing, I really do, but ultimately I think that, you know, the main thing is that Christian Eriksen's all right, and I think the BBC get a little bit of a, you know, send someone on. I don't want to see people sacked. Just send them on a bloody course. Like, you know, it's not, to me, I was surprised by that, even because I was watching it on the TV. I was quite surprised by that, but ultimately, hopefully, I mean, we say it's got a happy ending. He won't play football again, not because he doesn't want to play football again. I just don't. I imagine whether it's Premier League, Serie A, UEFA Euros, they wouldn't go anywhere near having him on a football pitch again, because it's like, you know, it's not even insurance, is it? It's just, why run that risk?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I mean, obviously he's going to want to, he's an athlete, he's going to want to go back, but thankfully he's at a point where I'm sure he's earned enough money to look after himself and his family, and that should be his priority right now, getting back to full health. And it was good. It was just, I was like you, mate, when we were doing the watch-along yesterday, I thought I'd seen everything. I thought I'd experienced everything, but to be in that scenario and to see the paddles come out and stuff, it was very daunting. And like yourself, I've seen some terrible things in life, and it's just great that we all sat there last night and got some positive news around it. It's what we needed, and I was very jealous today, mate. I've seen so many people, so many England fans and stuff out and about, and it's great. It's great to have football back. It's great to have fans inside stadiums. I'm all for it, and I'm on the Panda Express.
Did you see my watch along?
I did. I've seen you've got the fan park in the corner.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Yeah,
it looked class. People were saying it was a beathead version of me and Jay yesterday, but that wasn't for me to say, mate. You know what I mean? I mean, let the public judge.
I think 18,000 people would disagree with that. Probably, I think we were number one England watch along on YouTube by about double anybody else. But for me, Craig, it's not about the views. It's about the community. It's about the enjoyment. But yeah. But it's nice, and also it's nice to give something back, because somebody
said this, yeah. Why I think I'm here.
Yeah, Drorty said to me today, it's so nice that for you to invite Craig on, because to him this is like a McDonald's burger flipper spending some time cooking a roast with Gordon Ramsay. Me, so you know. Do you know what? I'm just glad to give something back.
I get it. I mean, I was saying to my wife earlier on, by the way, who's also a Forest fan, that it's a really good experience for me to come on here. It really is. And yeah, look, I hope the show can eventually. I think, I was thinking over names, Mark, and Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. I mean, it's all right. It's not too bad. But Mark Goldbridge and the GOAT present That's Football. Sounds a lot better. Has a better ring to it for me.
I can think of other names, but I won't. Actually, just looking on the telly there, I could see the Shard in the background. I have the Shard in the background of my fan forum. Look at this, Pratt.
You said Burger King, mate. You teed it up for me.
There we go. Yeah, burger flip. Yeah, I should have said that. Where'd you get that from? Burger King, flipping your burgers.
No, that's not. Excuse me. That was a £2 one. That's not from Burger King, sir. I splashed out for you. £2.
Sorry, hold on a minute. Eriksen could go into coaching or have a more behind-the-scenes job, forced to retire, sort of like Tuchel, Nagelsmann. Either way, wish him the best. Yeah, and like Craig said, he's had I think he's 29 now, so you know. He might. We'll have to watch that one. He might want to play. I mean, Daley Blind had a condition where he collapsed on the pitch as well, didn't he? I don't think it was a heart attack with him, but he did collapse. I don't know. I mean, Michael Carrick had something as well. I was reading his book the other day, so we'll have to see on that. But look, thank God he's still with us. Netherlands versus Ukraine. Let's talk about that, because we're getting close to kick-off here.
Yeah, so, I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on the Ukraine here and not giving them a chance. I mean, they're very technically proficient.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at some of their results leading into this tournament, and they're quite a lot. There's a lot of teams like this. They've played like Germany and France and everyone, and they might lose by the odd goal, but it's hard. They're a hard team to judge. And I'll tell you what, let's just go through the teams. Stekelenburg in goal for Holland, with Timber, De Vrij and Blind. We're just talking about him. Dumfries and Van Aanholt. De Jong, Wijnaldum, De Roon, and Weghorst and Depay. I mean, that's not as strong Holland side, as the Netherlands side, as I would have thought, because I thought that, I look at their bench and I like Gravenberch, I like Koop Miners, I like Malen. I actually quite like Malen, actually. What do you think about the Netherlands? I mean, are they a team that's coming into this to go any further than the quarterfinals, or are they, they're just we're hyping them because it's the Netherlands?
I think you're a bit right with what you said there. I mean, it is they've no Virgil van Dijk. I also like Daniel Malen as well, by the way. Great season with PSV Eindhoven. And look, they are the Dutch and they are going to be a well-oiled machine. But you're right, that is not a Dutch team of years gone by where you see the likes of Van Basten, Hull. Our generation, we've seen some great Dutch teams. It is, I mean, they've got a nice kit, though. We can say that about them. They're looking quite smart in their orange tracksuit tops. But yeah, look, Depay obviously going to be their talisman, linked with a move to Barca as well. You thinking that's going to happen?
Maybe, unless PSG come in and offer him better wages like that mercenary who just left you, Wijnaldum. I'd love to go to Barcelona. Wanted to go there last year. He's going to go this year. PSG go, we'll double your wages. I'm off. Je suis Paris.
I won't have a word said against Gini Wijnaldum. The man's an absolute superstar. Brilliant servant to our football club, European Cup winner, Premier League winner, Super Cup winner, World Club Cup winner, and now a multi-millionaire.
Why is he leaving? Just run his contract down?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really annoyed about it. I won't lie to you. The fact that the club wouldn't give him a 3-year deal, I think, is disgusting. I really do, and I think the truth will come out about what happened with Gini. But Barcelona, he got to a point where he wants to secure his family's future, and I can think of worse places to live than Paris, although he does have to put up with Neymar, so that's going to be difficult.
Yeah, it reminds me. He's always reminded me a little bit of Ander Herrera to United in relation to probably a little bit, not appreciated outside of the club they play for. But I was furious when Ander Herrera left Manchester United, and Wijnaldum to me, when I watch Liverpool, he's always he's one of them players that really want to play against. He's fully committed and brings a lot to the team, but obviously he's going to bring a lot to his bank balance by going to PSG. But yeah, I think Memphis will move, and I suppose Barcelona is the place. But I hope Memphis Depay has a really good game today. But he was a massive disappointment. I mean, he tore it up at PSV. We bought him. Man United went and bought a player in April, which they never do, and I was like, wow. And then he's a talented lad, but he just never fulfilled his talent. And I don't think going to Lyon and doing what he's done there is really fulfilling your talent. With all due respect, the French league's a load of shite unless you're at PSG. So I don't know.
They're the type of players, Mark, that drive me demented. That's why I hate Neymar so much. You see, undoubted talent, undoubted ability, but he hasn't done what Cristiano has done, and he hasn't done what others have done, and really got every single ounce out of their career. And as people who sit here and wish to have had the opportunities that they've had through their own God-given talent, doesn't seem somebody like that not really put the best in. It drives me mad.
Well, they're singing a song. I presume it's the national anthem, but I haven't got my audio on, so it could be anything. They could be singing Rihanna, for all I know. But there's quite a lot of fans in there. Looks like there's quite a lot there. I think it's probably 25% like everywhere else, but it's better than that crappy Wales one yesterday, where it was like playing pub football. There was that many people watching it. But this is in Amsterdam, and I know that because it's just said it in the back. But I thought it was. I can't remember what the name of the stadium is. I always think it's the Allianz, but it's not, is it? That's
the Ajax Arena, isn't it? Or the Johan Cruyff Arena now, I believe.
Yeah, it might be called the Amsterdam Arena actually.
I think they've renamed it after Cruyff. But from what I was reading, and I am fluent in Dutch, so I think they were singing World Emotion. I'm fairly certain that's what they were singing there.
Yeah, well, it was a good performance from England today, so you can't blame them for that. I want to ask you that in a minute, and everyone in the chat as well. But before it kicks off, let's do score predictions, everybody as well. Apparently, there's a 60k attendance. I can't imagine that's true, AJ. I can't imagine that. I don't think there's any ground that's got full capacity. So, what are you going to go for as score prediction?
Tough on this. We haven't had a really high-scoring game that far in the tournament. I'm going to go 2-1 to the Netherlands with a penalty.
Yeah, Ukraine is so unknown, and I actually don't think that the Netherlands are going to be that good. So I'm going to go. Yeah, I think 2-1. I would have gone with that. I'll go 1-1. I'll go for the draw. Yeah, Samson Jack says he's going to go 1-1 as well. We Dutch have the talent, but we sadly have Frank de Boer as coach with his static system. Sounds a bit like England and Southgate there. And also, I was going to ask as well. Mexico had a 70k attendance, and it's weird. Hungary, Portugal, we packed. See, I'm looking forward to that one. That they are 100% there, full capacity Budapest, as David Sasbo. What are you thinking about all these games? Because a lot of them, like Scotland tomorrow is at Hampden Park. Obviously, England was at Wembley. I think Germany are playing their game against France, and that's in Munich. Obviously, this is Amsterdam. I think Spain's game's in Spain. Obviously, Italy was in Rome. We've had Russia. I actually always quite liked the fact that it was Portugal whenever, and or the Euros '96 where everything's in one country. Got to say, I haven't minded this, because my problem was, if it's not all in one country, will it feel like a tournament? But actually, it doesn't feel any different to me. So it doesn't really, to me, I quite like it. You don't think you need to have it all in one country. It's quite, I still feel like it's a tournament, and I still feel like, even though they're all playing all over Europe.
I think it's great. I think the fact, obviously, during the pandemic, it can be a little bit tricky, to say the least. But yeah, I think it is great. And it's a centenary tournament, or to celebrate the return place. It's a market occasion. And disappointed there was supposed to be some games in the Aviva in Dublin. Obviously, we wouldn't have been part of them. But I love it. And I love, just most importantly, mate, I love seeing fans back inside grounds. It just lifts your soul. And, we've been through a lot of negativity over the last couple of months, 18 months or so. And I feel like we're finally getting to break out of it. And what better way than with a football tournament?
We're about to kick off. What happens with what happened with Shevchenko? Arturo says, what happened with Shevchenko at Chelsea is that he was too old when he went to Chelsea, or he just didn't fit into the league. Nobody asked, mate, but thanks.
He's nothing but a missing penalty merchant in Champions League finals. That's all he is.
Yeah, I'll never forgive him for that. But what a bunch of bottlers. How can you be 3-0 up at half time and lose a bloody Champions League, especially to Liverpool? I was loving that. I know Liverpool fans who didn't watch the second half.
I was in the stadium. I was there for the whole lot of it. And look, I can understand people that didn't watch the second half. I mean, it was just mad, mate, wasn't it? But look, we're on the way here finally, which is great to see. And a high press immediately from Ukraine, forcing them backwards. So it'll be interesting to see if we do see the total football philosophy of Holland here, or if the Ukraine are going to be able to stifle them.
I'm just looking forward to watching. I think we've seen a few games now. Very impressed with Italy, but I'm looking forward to seeing France and Portugal and Spain. I'm looking forward to seeing Spain, because a lot of people have said Spain are a good side, but I'm not convinced by Spain. I think there might be another team where they're just living off hype, and Germany as well. So I take it probably Italy's been the team that's impressed you as well the most so far. Although a lot of people liked Belgium last night.
No, I would say Italy, mate. I thought that they were a 27-game unbeaten run now under Mancini. I thought that they were efficient. I thought that they were really, really classy. And I think, there's an early ball into the box. Oh, hang on. Here we go. I've been surprised by the lack of penalties so far. I know we've had one in the tournament, but usually in these UEFA and FIFA events, there's penalties every 20 minutes. Yeah.
Ukraine have started off really well here, which to me makes me think that this is going to be quite an equal game. Although here's Memphis, he's away.
Good save.
Good run. Yeah, good save there. I think you might be slightly ahead of me. What are you watching it, RT or something?
First time ever, Mark. First time ever ahead of you. What? There's always a first, mate. There's always a first. No, I'm watching it on your ITV, mate. I'm trying to be fair here. If I was watching it on RTE, it'd probably be in black and white.
It's true, though, isn't it? Different areas of the country have different speeds. Like, we're watching it both on ITV, but yours is a few seconds ahead. This is why people always say, people's asking me to sync. Okay, so you probably should sync off Craig. So, Craig, just read out what minute you're in.
02:15.
02:17, 18, 19, 20 then. So 02:22. If you want to link in there. People always like a timer, you see. I normally have a timer, and I never really understood why, but people do like to sync in with us so that they're exactly that.
How great is that, though? I mean, it's so nice to see. It reminds me of the old fan zone days, Mark. Do you remember those? I wish we could bring them back with proper coverage and allow us to swear, because that to me was the essence of football. It was brilliant. And yeah, it's great that people do want to tune in. They're all sick of the boring punditry, let's be honest.
This is part of the reason I started doing this in the first place. I just think I know it's so scripted. I know those lot who are getting paid. Well, it's not about how much they're getting paid, to be fair. That some of them were fantastic footballers, but they've got runners with bits of paper ready for half time already, Lineker and co. That's how it works. And they can't speak freely at all.
Yeah,
you can't say that about that. You can't speak
Oh.
about Southgate like that. We're doing an interview with him in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that. Like, imagine them trying to say that to me or you with the personality types we have. Wouldn't go down very well, would it?
No, well, I told you that story before. I did an interview with an ex-United player. Had my questions ready. Never had it before where anyone said, can I have a look at the questions before? They looked at the questions before and he was there with his pen, not answering that, not answering that, not answering that. I said, wait a minute. He plays for your country in your position and is potentially moving this summer. You won't answer a question about him coming to United. Well, I don't want to undermine the manager. Last week you were doing it in the bloody newspaper. Oh, well, we're not paying you enough. You know.
Yes, hypocrisy be their name a lot of the time, my friend. Definitely. I don't rate De Boer, by the way. I don't rate De Boer as a manager. I have to say, I just don't.
De Boer by name, De Boer by nature, apparently. Jordan Dix says, and I'll tell you what, Jordan, I thought you were one of them names then. I thought I'd done what I'd never do. But luckily you're not. Your name is Dix, Jordan Dix. He said that Ukraine looking good. And I tell you what, this game has started off quite quick. It's a little bit like England-Croatia this today, although it's quicker than that, to be fair. But both teams starting off quite open. I think this is going to be quite evenly matched. I quite like Yarmolenko as well. He's the one from West Ham, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good player. Hasn't really performed as of yet at West Ham. Did have an injury that kept him out for a while. But here we go. Holland on the attack again. It's mad. Do you know what I was always interested about? They're still on the attack. Ball breaks. Here we go. Oh, good save, keeper. Well done. I'll tell you what, goalkeeping. Yeah, what always gets me is Gini Wijnaldum gets so much more license to go forward with the Netherlands. Yeah,
he should have scored that. Big chance for Holland. Craig slightly ahead of me, but I think he did him. I think he did that chance a missed service, Craig. I think it's a very good chance. Good save. Very good save.
Yeah, keeper did well with his legs. But you're right, it was the first major chance of the game, and you hope if you're a Dutch player you don't live to rue that opportunity.
I don't like the Dutch kit. I'm probably one of the few people who doesn't.
I like anything bright, me. So yeah. Here we go. Oh, there's your shout. The referee says no straight away.
Penalty? No. Yeah. I thought that, there was one. There's been a couple where I thought that there were penalties. I can't remember what game it was. It might have been the Wales game, actually. But yeah, there hasn't been many. I suppose that's probably a good thing. There's not really been any controversial moments in any game yet. So long may that continue.
Yeah, I agree. I think there was one in the Italian game as well where it hit an arm, and the Italians, I don't know if you watch much Serie A, but my goodness, they're almost just kicking it off defenders' arms and getting penalties in that league. It's ridiculous.
So you like the Dutch kit, do you?
Me, yeah. I've got my family name originates in Holland, so I always take them as my second team. But it's not the best of their kits. I mean, I think the Euro '88 kit was magnificent, but I like anything that bright. So I'm definitely for it. There's a nice ball over the top again. Have you heard, by the way, about this ticker line nonsense that's coming into the Premier League next season with VAR?
Oh, with offside, yeah.
There's another missed chance.
I'd like to see you in a Holland kit. You'd look like a cigarette, wouldn't you, with the orange bit and the white on top?
Well, you can say Oompa Loompa, Mark. It's okay. You can say it. I won't offend it. It's all right.
Matthew Larney says, "Great show, lads. Where in Dublin are you from, Craig? Opinion on Blanche?"
I'm from very, very South Dublin, Shankill, the last part of South Dublin. Opinions on Blanchardstown. I have no comment to make.
What's going on? Is it a shithole?
It's
I lived in Ireland, but I lived in North Dublin in Malahide, so I wouldn't know about all these areas really.
It's a colourful area, to say the least, Mark. It's a colourful area.
I worked with a girl from Ballyfermot. I think that was a bit of a shithole.
Yeah, Ballyfermot. I suppose. Yeah, I mean, it'd be my type of place, though. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like I said to you the other day, I'm a genuine working class fella who grew up on the mean streets of South Dublin. Whereas, I don't know. I don't know what manor you grew up on, and I mean manor in the actual sense of the word.
I'm working class as well. I didn't live on any mean streets. I lived in the country, so where you were probably fighting against, you probably had problems with drugs and knife crime. I had problems with cows and barbed wire.
Well, we did have a leprechaun invasion at one point, which was very, very tricky to deal with. But you know, they didn't get my Lucky Charms, mate. That wasn't happening.
Holland are coming back in. I keep calling them Holland, and I got in trouble for this because
why?
I've always called them Holland, and I got in trouble on a stream saying we're not Holland. Holland is a district of the Netherlands, and I was like, well, why did Holland win it in '88 then? Everyone called them Holland in '88 with Ruud Gullit and Van Basten. So what happened there?
Yeah, I would naturally call them Holland as well most of the time. I've been trying to be correct and say the Netherlands, but if I'm having an informal chat with somebody, I'd definitely be using Holland.
Sorry, I've assumed everybody knows who Craig is. He's not a cheap Bateson tribute act. He's the presenter of Anfield Agenda, which is a Liverpool fan channel. So no, it's not. I couldn't. It's not like I couldn't afford Bateson, so I've got or Batson or whatever his name is, or Batman Bateson, isn't it? The FIFA streamer. He does Anfield Agenda
and does it better than anybody else. And look, I've brought my Goldbridge glasses along just to say hi. Just to make myself fit in.
It's almost like an advert for Specsavers, isn't it? They could use this. They really could say, look, this is how to look good in glasses, and this is how to not look good in glasses. Basically, it's an advert to say that when you need glasses, make sure that you don't just buy any old glasses because you could look like that.
Thank you, mate. My vision is impeccable.
Like the two Ronnies.
Much like my presenting skills.
I'm Ronnie Cray and you're Ronnie
Drew
Corbett. Got an injury here.
He's back up. He's all right. It's only a little tiddler, Mark. Only a little tiddler. A little welcome to the Euros.
I recognise him as well. I know they've got Shevchenko who played. We didn't do the Ukrainian side, which is very disrespectful. So Ukraine have got Pushkan, Karev, Sabani, Matvienko, Mikolenko, Sinchenko, Sidorchuk, Malavinsky, Yarmolenko, Yaramchuk, and Subkov. Subkov, not what anyone else thought. I remember that player Rebrov, who was actually quite good, and then he went to Spurs, and he was absolute shite. Standard
operating procedure.
I can't believe Spurs have appointed the guy that they've sacked Mourinho to replace him with the guy that Roma sacked to get Mourinho. It's so Spurs.
It's Fonseca. He's just an absolute. He's another failure merchant. It's the most Spursy thing ever, isn't it? It's beautiful. Only Spurs.
I like Spurs. I don't know what you feel like as a Liverpool fan. I've never disliked Spurs. I think they're a very inoffensive club because they never bloody win anything. Got nothing against Spurs. Like if they won things, I might dislike them, but they don't. So I almost feel sorry for them when they go and do things like that.
Yeah, it's just funny. It really is. I mean, have you got a chance to go to the new stadium? By the way, I was there last season, the season before, for a game, and
no, I've not been yet.
Magnificent. It really is magnificent. Do you know what impressed me most? Pint and a pie for a £5.
Oh, they're the ones where they had those beer things, aren't they? Where you just put your glass in, it fills it up itself. I think.
Yeah, fills up from the bottom.
That was it. My exams start tomorrow. Any words of encouragement? Says Tim. Well, hopefully you've studied. Too late now. If you've not studied, I'd just say go and watch The Godfather and forget about it. Or the football. Every top team in Italy want Malinowski. He had a great season in Serie A, says Ziggy Johnson. And my girlfriend is Dutch and considers it rude to refer to Netherlands as Holland, as it's just a province, kind of like calling Southeast England as all of England. And Mark, love the stream so much I've converted my mother to a fan. She loves you now, says Will Roberts. Don't get Craig excited. He loves it when the mothers actually acknowledge him. He'll put it on his Twitter.
Keep telling you, mate, I'm the housewife's favourite.
Yeah. Over 55s category with cataract problems.
Well, people like yourself, Mark, people like yourself that need a pair of yams on there to see the world on 2020 Vision Meet.
What was we talking about on the previous comment? It was actually I lost
Serie A
myself.
player from Serie A, and the gentleman was talking about.
No. The girlfriend from Holland considers it's rude to call the Netherlands. I don't get this. I'm sorry. I've got to say, I've always called the Netherlands Holland, and I'm really struggling to say the Netherlands because I always want to call them Holland. So I'm sorry if you're Dutch. You need to speak to your what do they call it? Your travel tourism board, because I've always called you Holland, and in '88 you were called Holland. So what's gone on, province or not? You've always been called Holland. So you need to do something about it, not us. I'll try my best, but
I mean, it's not asking much, mate, to just change the word Holland to the Netherlands. It's not much of a change in your lifestyle.
But why did it happen in the first place? If it was a province, why have we been calling them Holland?
I don't know. Ignorance, perhaps, from all of us. And I include myself in that one. I mean, we've seen North Macedonia spring out of nowhere as well.
Yeah. But if somebody said to me who won the Euros in '88, I'd say Holland.
Yeah, but they knocked us out. They knocked us out with that, I think it was Wim Kieft.
You knocked us out.
I know.
We lost all 3 games. England lost to Russia, Holland, and Netherlands, and Republic of Ireland. Better not get that one wrong. Yeah,
it was a good tournament that for us. I mean, Ronnie, do you remember Ronnie Whelan's scissor kick against the USSR? Oh, yeah. My days. What a strike.
I was very young then. You were probably about 20 then, but I was very young.
I don't know, man. I have a funny feeling you're older than me, you know?
Let's not talk about age. Anyway, who was the best player from all Euro 2020 coaches? Shevchenko, Paulo Sousa, Southgate, De Boer. Well, Shevchenko, wouldn't it?
It has to be, yeah.
That's Thomas.
Shevchenko.
Is Shevchenko the manager of Ukraine then? Oh, they're in here. Terrible shot. Terrible.
He is indeed, yeah. He is. Everything in that country seems to be named Shevchenko. Everything seems to be named Shevchenko. When we were over there, when Liverpool got to Kiev, the fan park was called Shevchenko Park as well. I mean, they just love throwing around the name Shevchenko. Yeah, got Valentina Shevchenko, of course, UFC star.
If you were from Ukraine, Craig, they'd probably build a statue as well. They've not got a lot, you know. They're scraping the barrel. It's Shevchenko everything. They probably call their milk Shevchenko and everything. Like, there's not a lot going on in Ukraine, is there?
Here lies the statue who came from a humble burger flipper all the way onto that football.
Yeah, you'd be trending on Ukraine Twitter now. He's on with Goldbridge. Pretend you are Ukraine. Go and get a shirt now. Let's pretend that you are
Ukrainian housewives' favorite.
Yeah. Oh, he's a good look. He's a yeah. You'd probably win Mr. Ukraine. I don't know why I'm laughing like that. Yeah, you'd be massive in the Ukraine.
I'm massive.
Did you ever used to do that? Do you ever used to do that? I used to think that because I always wanted to be a footballer, right? And when I was like 15 and I realised I was probably running out of clubs I could go for trials for and get rejected, I was like, oh, I wonder if I could go and live in Luxembourg, because I'd end up, I'd be shit, but I'd still play for. They can't be. They, you know, milkmen play for them. I could be like Luxembourg's best ever player.
You mean that's called pulling That's called pulling a Thogden and going to play cricket.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, I love that. That was a masterstroke.
What did he do? Go and play cricket for?
I think is it Croatia or Macedonia or somewhere? I don't know, but fair play. I mean, what a lovely bunch of guys, by the way. Thogden and Thogdad, absolute lovely guys. But they're not big in Ukraine like me. Do you know what I mean? They're unknowns over there.
You'd be surprised though. You do get quite popular in different countries that you'll probably never ever go.
I think I know we had this conversation.
I am. You might do one day, but
I might do. Yeah. I mean, you know, I will, and let's just say I will. I mean, I'm here. You know, as McGregor said, mate, I'm not here to take part. I'm here to take over. That's just the way we roll. I'm
massive in Malaysia. I am.
Well, do you know what I mean? You'd probably be a giant.
Heightist. You can't. Is that what you're talking about?
You imply from that whatever you want, sir. I'm just putting words out there. If you want to insult an entire nation again,
I'm massive in Malaysia. I'm just trying to clarify whether you are. Do you guys think there should be fines and more of penalty for diving? It's getting ridiculous, i.e. Neymar. I was going to say, have we missed something? No, because I think refs get it wrong, Craig. They get it wrong. I've seen people get booked for diving. Dan James used to get yellow cards loads when he first came, and he's not a diver. He's not a diver.
I mean, and then you'll see the type of scenario where Jordan Pickford comes out and decapitates, almost takes the legs off Virgil van Dijk, and, you know, no, nothing given there. No yellow, no penalty, no review, nothing. Just all grand. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm the first one to slag off referees, but as I said earlier on, Anthony Taylor, impeccable yesterday in his handling of that very tricky situation. But yeah, we didn't really touch on the whole thick lines thing too much. I mean, we grew up as you know, always being told that the advantage would go to the attacker in a 50-50 call. And then we hear the thick lines nonsense coming in. And now we've got Wenger spouting about this automated offside for Qatar.
Can I just be honest? I've got no interest in it.
That's all right.
Have you got any better topics than that?
No, I feel like you've got no interest in most stuff, mate. If you want to just head off, I'll make the people happy. It's fine. It's fine.
No, I've just found it's always the way to be, and it's probably why I'm so successful. If it's a crap topic,
it's definitely the 100 people team you have behind you, mate. Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Mark, please give him the Cavani song. Much respect. Well, I can show him the Cavani t-shirt. Give it. Just give it. But he is a Liverpool fan, so he'll start talking about, you know, the lottery win, as I call it.
What was the lottery win? Please explain.
Well, the fact that you've won the Premier League now after 30 years.
Come on, let's be fair. We deserve that. I mean, I won't begrudge you any of your
No, you
success,
do. You did deserve it. Like, if someone wins the
Absolutely.
lottery, some people would say it's luck, but it's their luck. No, what I mean is that, like, I sit here as a United fan that's won the Premier League lots and lots of times, and I suppose it's like being somebody who's, you know, we hadn't won the league for a long time, and then Sir Alex Ferguson came in, rebuilt the club, and dominated the sport until he retired. And it's a little bit like being a working class person and working hard to become a millionaire. And, you know, you've got your mansion and everything, and then someone moves in next door who's won the lottery, and that's a little bit like Liverpool in the Premier League.
Yeah, I can get where you're coming from, although it was
and now we've gone bankrupt, and now we've been kicked out.
It was tough to make room in the trophy cabinet when you've 6 European Cups in there. I mean, El Big Ears takes up a lot of space, but I get where you're coming from. I mean, it was very nice of Sir Alex Ferguson to win all those things for you and leave you David Moyes. I thought that was a lovely parting gift from him. Well played.
I just love the fact that people still watch me and do not get sarcasm. But there you go. I'm just reading the comments.
I'm Irish. Sarcasm's second nature, as you well know, to us.
Trying to find a comment that's all right. Good to see you both together, two legends. As a Liverpool fan and general Goldbridge fan, it's great to see. So Skippy LFC. Yeah, it's good. We haven't had any goals yet, which would be nice. There isn't a match clock when we do a split screen, so we can't give you that, unfortunately.
I was half expecting you to just bring me on and ask me to be the clock and just count 1.
Yeah,
2.
well, that was the plan, but then I thought I can visually see you there and just, you know, you just counting away. That would be quite good. Would you do that would you do that if I asked you to? But don't talk. Just do it mouth-wise. Just go. Then everyone can listen to me. That would be good. That's a good idea.
I could just get a permanent marker and just keep writing numbers on my head. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, good tackle.
I must admit, Memphis does look. I mean, there's United fans. It's a bit like Mourinho. They absolutely love Memphis, even though he was a bit of a flop. We do live in that world, though. You don't know whether you get it with Liverpool. We do live in that world.
Sorry.
Let's have a look. Memphis, yeah, good tackle. Oh no, I see what you mean. Yeah. We do live in that world where you do. I don't know where you get it at Liverpool, where you get fans who support a player more than they do the club. Have you got any players like that at Liverpool?
Oh, mate, don't get me started on that new phenomenon. It is the height of bullshit. Yeah, we obviously have some Mohamed Salah fans and he's a proud Egyptian. I get it. I understand that. But at the end of the day, it's all about the badge for us as football fans. And footballers are transient employees that come and go. We love them while they're here. But yeah, we do. We've got a strange group in our fan base that have a whole load of love for Shaqiri. And I really, really just don't understand why. I've never understood why.
Shaqiri. He's been a bit of a flop. He's a good player, but Zinchenko's going mad here. Too late, mate. You bottled it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, he's getting flashbacks to the Champions League final.
Oh, I love it. I tell you what, I'm no Chelsea fan, but I'm glad Man City didn't win it.
Oh, I was. Yeah, I'm the same. I don't want them or PSG ever getting their grubby hands on it.
Here's a good question from Hodge. Burn it down. Thank you for the super chat, mate. He says, Craig and Mark, interesting question. Who would you both take from each other's clubs? And I'll let you go first because you're the guest.
Look, obviously, there's a couple of players that are right at United. I mean, we could do with the creativity of Bruno Fernandes. There's no denying that
he would be a good fit. Yeah, he would.
Yeah, he'd be a great fit. He really would. I mean, I like his replacement, Goncalves. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. His replacement looks really good as well. But yeah, I'd probably go with Bruno. But there's a couple of lads there that I do like the look of at United. But yeah, it'd be Bruno.
Is his replacement in the Portuguese squad as well?
That I honestly, I think he's Brazilian, actually, mate. I think he's Brazilian, but I could be wrong. I just think he is Brazilian.
Someone in the chat will know.
It's great.
So who did you say, Bruno?
I'd take Bruno.
Dia just said, I take without a hesitant moment. I would take Fabinho. I would like Van Dijk, but yeah, we need a centre defensive midfielder. And Fabinho, funnily enough, is a player that if anyone's been on the United stand for a few years, I was talking about him about 2.5 years before you bought him at Monaco. I just thought he was. I thought he would be the player that he did. And when Liverpool bought him, I said he's a fantastic buy. And I know it took a little bit of time, but just does the job United need someone to do, really. Defend and use the ball and feed the players in front of him. Understated.
One of those beautiful signings, Mark, that just came out of nowhere for us. I was just sitting there, all of a sudden there's pictures of him on a plane about to land and sign, and nobody had a sniff about it.
It was so quick.
It was brilliant. It was a lovely day, that one. But it was nice.
Was it a Sunday night you did it? Was it a Sunday? I think it might have been a Sunday night or a Saturday night you did it, because I remember on the Friday I'd just done a video saying Fabinho to United.
Yeah, I did see a lot of not just yourself, but there was a lot of Manchester United fans who were saying, you know the way people like to make the welcome to videos, and there was a couple of them floating around. Then the next day it was all like, I know we always wanted Fred. Fred was the man.
I've got to say, the only thing about Fred I knew is that Pep liked him, and I thought, Pep knows what he's on about.
Are you going to watch any of the Copa America?
Nah. You?
Yeah, definitely, man. I'll watch anything. I'll watch two kids at the front garden with jumpers for goalposts if I can bet on it.
I'm glad you were saying what those kids were doing then. I was like, oh, God, no.
No, we won't. Definitely will never be going down that route, mate. I can promise you very few things that I won't talk about, but that's a subject we'll definitely be leaving alone.
In relation to the game, it's 25 minutes gone, and I'd say I always like to do a percentage, Craig, about 25 minutes in of who I think what the chances are of someone scoring. I would say at the moment it's not 50-50. I would say the Netherlands are starting to get ahead of steam here. I'd probably say I'm sort of 65%, 35% in favour of the Netherlands scoring the first goal.
Voice note, new thing to rob off Goldbridge, percentages during games.
It's good. It is good. I'm surprised it's not been nicked by the BBC. I'm calling it the Goldometer.
I like this
says like, share,
system.
and subscribe. Thank you.
I mean, do you know what? I want to say a little congratulations, by the way, because I know this is, I won't call it your pet project, but to see the success that football has had, I've long held the belief that there is room for that. There is room for this channel that, can cross divides and bring people together. And, you're somebody that I know we banter each other and stuff, but I always give you credit for respecting the big players and giving credit where it's due. And I think that on the lights of that football is great to see. Great chance there. No, don't worry.
No, I was going to say, why am I going? And I know he's 3 seconds ahead of me.
I was
because he's actually through gritted teeth giving me a bit of praise. If there's a goal going to go, he ain't going to carry on doing it. So I don't know why I went. Well,
I always give you praise, mate. Look, I say the same. We have fun and banter, but people know we only do that because we're comfortable around each other or with each other. And I wouldn't be here. Hello. Oh, he got the ball. It happened again. See, I'm just not allowed to give you any praise.
Yeah. I know what you're on about. Yeah, ref's not having any of that either. See, Yarmolenko. It's all right putting your hands down, mate, but the VAR, I don't know why the players do that. Oh my God, I can't believe the ref's not giving it, because if it is a penalty, VAR will see it.
The angle wasn't great on the replay. Well, they're back on the way, so it's definitely not being given.
Yeah, I think it's Van Arnholt with the tackle, isn't it?
It was a good tackle, to be fair, if he got the ball, which he must have, or would have been a penalty. But no, look, it is, as I said, it's great to see the likes of That's Football, where you can bring people from a lot of different clubs together. To be fair, you've always been quite good about attracting opposition clubs fans in and baiting them.
No, but I think the way it is for me. It's a good game. This, it needs a goal. I think you can have a game that's good for 20 minutes, and then it gets to a point where you need a goal. But I think that with I think you've got two choices really. You're either as a United fan or a Liverpool fan, you just absolutely can't stand anybody else and spend your whole time slagging everyone off, or you might enjoy watching other games other than your own club, and therefore you've what's the point if you're not going to be an honest surveyor of what you're watching? I mean, I can't watch Liverpool play Arsenal.
You just didn't want to use the word pundit there, did you? You were trying everything not to use the word pundit. It's yeah, look, I think we all love the game. That's what made us fall in love. We all have our own clubs, but if you can't appreciate the great players out there doing their thing, I mean, you might as well throw your hat at it, mate. You're just a few merchant then, and it's not my cup
I think
of tea
it's easier when your club's not when your club's not actually challenging for major trophies, though. It's easier for me to say, oh, Salah's run through, and to be fair, that's a great finish, when actually it makes no difference to Manchester United because we're not in a title race anyway. Normally, I'd be like, oh, fuck off, Salah. Oh, and then people would be going, oh, it's a great goal. Oh, piss off, you jammy git. You just ran past 4 players and put it in the top corner. Oh, he's fluked it. I've been in that situation before, but yeah, we're never in a bloody title race, so you sort of have to just accept that that teams are better than you, which makes you more humble.
But not just that. I think people believe the sincerity. I mean, they understand that, you've got your clubs, you've got to have your loyalty, but you appreciate good players. And it makes for good watch-alongs, in my opinion. And obviously, that's something you've done very well over the years. But you're right on this one. This is an end-to-end game. Oh, yeah, good chance there. Very keeper.
Who's in the group with this lot? Is this the North Macedonia and Austria group? Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds. I
think it is.
If only we had a man that could put up a league table there. It is, yeah. Droddy had the table up earlier on. It is the same group.
Yeah. Well, Austria looked quite good, and we played Austria. England played Austria in a pre-season game, but Arnautovic didn't play. I forgot about him. So
that cross.
I just think that when you have these tournaments, and there'll be people who've watched every single game, because when would you ever actually sit and watch Ukraine play Holland? Netherlands, you'd never do it, but because it's the Euros, it's like, it's the Netherlands, I've got to watch them. And then tomorrow I say Spain, I've got to watch Spain play some shit team I've never heard of. I don't know who Sweden. yeah, Sweden.
I can hear you from here. You're screaming at you from here.
Yeah. I love that. We all love the Swedes, but but I think the truth hits hard, doesn't it, when you get to the knockout stage? That actually there's going to be 2 or 3 teams that could batter the shit out of everybody else.
France.
Yeah.
They just have it in every department. The only thing that can make them implode, I think, is their own camp. They do like a little row, don't they, in between their own camp.
Hodge Burn It Down has got another one for you to kill some time. For top 5 at each, favourites at each other's clubs. I'll never get to ask these questions, so I've got to take the chance. And would you like to see what they do in the MLS, where they give the coach a headset 25 minutes in and explain their tactics and their weaknesses? Do they really do that, Jordan?
Yeah, I watch a lot of MLS. I have a phrase that I like to call stuff like that, and it's the bastardization of football. I don't like it at all. I was watching a collegiate game the other day, and I was saying this to Jay last night. They counted the clock down, and then there was a siren at the end of the game. So it started at 45 minutes and counted down for each half. I mean, nonsense.
I think fair play to people who watch like the MLS, and even Copa America. I'd like to watch it, but I just wouldn't. I like football, but I can't watch that much of it.
To be fair, I'm a vampire, and that those hours suit me. The Copa America, the late kickoffs, that's when I'm in my element. Everybody else has gone to bed, and I can sit here worshipping at the altar of Messi.
Who's playing tonight? I think Brazil are playing tonight, aren't they?
They are. Brazil are playing, and then Colombia are playing at 1:00. I think 1:00 or midnight.
You'll get to watch a bit of Fred. You'll get to watch a bit of Fred.
Everybody loves a bit of Fred. I mean, it's the most un-Brazilian name ever, isn't it? If we're being honest.
Well, we've as United fans, we have asked for immigration checks on that passport because some are convinced he comes from Stoke. But he is playing for Brazil today. I don't know whether he will start, but he did play the other day.
I have seen him with a picture with Tony Pulis, so you could be right. You could be right there.
Yeah, I think the Copa America latter stages are quite good, but I can't remember how it works. Andrew C says, Mark, need your opinion. Would the strongest England 11 win the Premier League? Also, would Southgate actually get a job in the Premier League? No and no. I like this from Dane Grayson. He says, do what they do in Australia and have refs mic'd up. Works so well, especially with VAR decisions. Tell you what I would love to do that I never would be able to do because it's breaking the law. I would love to plant a microphone on Gareth Southgate so that nobody else apart from That's Football can hear it. And then whilst we're watching the next game against Scotland, we can just hear what Southgate's saying. That would be hilarious. I'd love it. I'd love it. I'd love to know.
I imagine there's two things. Go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut across you.
No, I'm sure you'd be the same with Jurgen Klopp or fans watching of any. I'd love to know what Pep says and Tuchel. In fact, I'd love to do it with Pep, Klopp, Tuchel, Ollie, Southgate, and Mourinho, and just listen to what they say during a game, and then see what the contrast is between push up, or pull into this space so he can move into that. How intricate do they get, and how basic is some of this management?
It is overly complicated at times, I have to say. It really is overly complicated at times. I mean, some of the hand gestures you see Guardiola especially dancing around with, nobody's understanding what's going on there. Nobody on that pitch has a Scooby-Doo what's going on. Well,
I've done a bit of coaching. I'm sure you have, and the ones you really use are mostly it's verbal, and that one means you want to come off. That's about it. Push up, Are we doing any more streams together? I don't know, Josh. Let the chat decide. It depends, because Craig's got his own channel as well. Got his own commitments.
Mate, look, you bantered me at the start and say this is like me getting up to the big leagues. I'm enjoying it. I love doing stuff together. So, yeah, I'm here whenever you need me during the tournament. I do have my own bits and pieces to do, but it's a dream team. It feels like, we've gone to the Olympics with that American team, almost like the Harlem Globetrotters of YouTube. That's what I'm seeing here. That's how I'm feeling.
And likewise, in a way, because I wanted True Geordie, then I wanted Loz, then I wanted... basically, you're on the first page.
I could tell that with the pay scale, yeah. I could tell that, definitely.
But those A4 books with about 30 lines in it, but you were on the first page.
Were these the ones where you were going through your names, the one where you're going to use and just ticking them off and just mark mold? No,
I'll tell you what, I've got I don't know whether you know him, Alex Goldberg, Chelsea fan.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he's quite into Italy, so he's going to do one with me.
Nice.
I just think it's a nice opportunity to just, it's the Euros, isn't it? They only come round, or the World Cup. It's a nice opportunity on these sort of games just to get people in that and you get on with, that you interact with, and do it. I mean, it's funny. I like Thogden, and I said to him, come and do a watch-along with me. Never bloody replied.
I really am on the second page here, mate. I mean, Jesus Christ.
No, I messaged him around the same time as you.
I said, just come and do it. Just the message yet, and I'd replied. I'd seen him writing. I was like, yes, I'll do it. I'll do it, Mark. No problem. I'll do it.
But you know what I think? A bit of banter here. When he had that, when he did that video about Robbie saying, "Oh, he wouldn't come on my channel without me paying him." Did you hear that?
I thought you said this was banter. That sounds like
no. It's going to be. It's going to lead into
statement.
It's going to lead into banter. So Thogden, the video's out there. So Thogden did a video where he said, I wanted Robbie. He was really pissed off. He said, I wanted Robbie to come on, but Robbie wouldn't come on without me paying him. It's a disgrace, this, that, and the other. I've got no comment to make on anything of that. But I'm wondering, when I asked Thogden to come on this, did he not reply because he was thinking, wow, Goldbridge makes a bit of money. I'm not coming on for free, but I can't reply and say what you paid me because I've already done a video ripping somebody out for that.
Yeah, it was a strange situation, that, to be fair, because if there's one thing that we do,
I can just confirm, Craig is being paid in hair products.
I get no.
His wish.
He's done an initial coin drop, so I get Goldbridge coins. It's this new digital coin that's going to be coming out. So yeah, I've got loads of them, and enough of them that hopefully I can buy a chomp bar someday.
Yeah, they're probably worth about that.
It is an interesting scenario though, because if there's one thing that people in this industry are very good about, and I'm talking about yourself, Jack, mate, it is jumping on and giving a platform to people who are making their way through the industry. And I've always noticed that about certain people, and I've always noticed it not with certain others. Oh, I tell you what a save!
Wijnaldum, was it? Oh yeah. That was one of them ones where it's moving about, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a cracking save. Good strong arm from the keeper.
To be fair, as much as it's been an open game, the Netherlands have had the chances. They've had the two big chances. That one for Dumfries and then the one for Wijnaldum there. And the keeper saved them both well.
I very much approve of your choice of beer, by the way. Well played.
I thought you would have had one yourself.
I don't drink.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm the most un-Irish man you'll ever come across. I don't drink because if I had say 3 or 4 bottles of beers, I'd have a 2-day hangover. It just doesn't agree with me. Plus, I'm already loopy tunes enough, mate. I don't need to get a few ales down me to... I mean, I get very loud. I mean, imagine me even louder. If you think it isn't possible, it is. I promise you.
Be funny.
Go on.
It'd be funny because you'd probably have a sniff of a barman's apron and you'd be passed out.
Oh my days, Mark. Wait till you see this. Sitter. Missed.
Oh, come on. It's Dumfries again.
He's having
He should be playing for Dumfries. Put him back in the Scottish League.
Professional footballer can't even head the ball in the right direction.
He should have had... I think he should... I thought it was a good save from the first chance he had about 20 minutes ago, but he should have scored it, and he definitely should have scored this.
See the replay of this. It was a deflection that makes the keeper save even more impressive from that Wijnaldum strike. I'll tell you one thing I do love, mate. I don't know if you're like this as well, but every time I visit a city or anything, I love to visit stadiums. I'm fascinated by stadiums, like the Dallas Cowboys Stadium example, stuff like that. They're blow me away. But the new camp was a kick, to be honest with you.
I've never been to America.
I'm being America, me.
You've been, haven't you?
Yeah, we've been 6 or 7 times with the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely worth a visit. I don't know what age your kids are, but if they're 7, 8 onwards, I'd certainly recommend Florida for a family trip, mate. I mean, you'll spend an arm and a leg, but it's brilliant. It really is. I was saying to Drawdy earlier on, I woke up this morning. I don't know why, but I'm going around with World of Motion in my head all day. It's just got nothing to do with me. I think it must be the John Barnes part.
It's coming home, that's why.
Do you know, this is what I meant to say this to you the other day. I get a little bit of a chuckle when I see England fans saying it's coming home because it's so similar to us going, it's going to be our year. It's going to be our year this year. It's going to be our year.
Well, the interesting thing is all our group games are at Wembley, and then most important of all, we will be playing. I mean, I can't wait for Germany-Portugal. Is it on? Not Germany-Portugal. It's Germany-France first, isn't it, on Tuesday? But England will end up playing Germany, France, or Portugal in the first knockout round, which that's what seeding is. It's frustrating, but the only saving grace is that it's at Wembley.
Yeah, well, wasn't there one scenario that you could have ended up in Rome?
But quarterfinals, we will be in Rome. If it goes that way. If we finish top of the group, we'll play at Wembley every round, apart from the quarterfinal. So semi-final, first knockout, and final. But the quarterfinal, which probably would be Spain if we got through, would be in Rome.
Oh,
I do sense there's a Netherlands goal coming. Maybe not before half time. Oh no. I thought it might be a penalty there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they are starting to really impose themselves on the game more and more. We've seen this with Italy as well the other night. Eventually, their class just told and they they found the breakthrough.
Who is better coach, Capello or Southgate? I didn't see much of Capello. Big up boys from Malta, says Owen. Well, Capello's a better coach than Southgate. Capello's actually won. I'm sure he won the European Cup, but he's won. He has definitely won Scudettas and maybe a La Liga. I don't know. I know he managed in Real Madrid, didn't he? But,
I think he was sacked after winning the league, if my memory's right.
Yeah, but yeah, Capello was a boring arse coach, but he was definitely better than Southgate.
Who's been your favourite? Who's been? Got to be Bobby Robson, actually, hasn't it? It's got to be Bobby Robson.
Yeah, I loved Bobby Robson.
How mad is it?
I did like Venables, but I liked Venables, but it was, every game at Wembley. It was that was a magical summer. That was Euro '96.
Here's a corner. That's a terrible delivery. I get so frustrated when they can't beat the first man with a corner.
It's terrible, yeah. But the frustrating thing about 90 and 96 is that, anybody who doesn't like England will say, well, you lost. And that's the truth. That's what the history book says. But basically, we lost 2 semi-finals to Germany in 96 and 90. And whoever won that penalty shootout was going to win the tournament. And they did. Germany won them both.
Yeah, I mean, I remember just the Gaza goal was the enduring memory, isn't it? And what a piece of skill that was.
The Gaza miss, and it was golden goal in 96. The one where it comes across the face of the goal, and he literally, every time I watch it, I think he's going to tap it in.
Sorry, kids, we should explain. The 90s was something that happened before all of this golden age.
Man United were good in the 90s as well. Football was good music was good in the 90s, and Man United were good in the 90s. But no, it was Czech Republic in the final, which even England wouldn't have messed that up. And 90 was Argentina, and Maradona was
horrible. That was horrible. That final, a penalty to decide, and it was. I mean, it's good. It was what? Good keeping.
Italia 90 is my favourite ever World Cup, but it might have been a bit of a shit tournament. Really, it might have just been being a kid and the atmosphere, and it was Italy, and the stadia was fantastic, and Pavarotti music. I don't actually know any. For anybody over like 10, was Italia 90 any good?
It was a good tournament. It was. It was for us as a nation, for Ireland. It was a coming of age, not just on the pitch, but as a country. But I also say about Italia 90, you're right. It was right at the time when we were all watching James Richardson on Channel 4 every weekend. Yeah. Italian football was at its point, but they also had the best mascot for me of any tournament.
Yeah. What was he called? Was it called Pele or something?
Jay actually told me the name last night, and I've already forgotten it.
Oh, yeah. No, I think it might have been Pele, Pelle. Let me have a look. Italia 90 mascot. It was called Chow. Mascot Chow, yeah. That's what he was called.
I mean, a penalty shootout against what age were you when you were living in Ireland? What time of your life was that?
Late teens, early 20s.
Nice. Malahide a good place, by the way. It is half time here, folks. It is scoreless, unfortunately, at the break.
Yeah, it was called Chow, says Louis. Yeah, get your questions in at half time then. I mean, normally at half time I'll do something like interesting, but yeah, get your questions in. That's absolutely fine. We've got Mark Dobby saying, I went to the new camp when I was 8. They were playing Boca Juniors on that night, but my dad wouldn't take me. He said, why go see Barca against kids? He obviously is not a football fan.
Oh, you're not a mayor there, my friend.
Liz says, if Mark comes to Florida, I'll buy him a beer. If Greg comes, I'll buy him a double stack of pancakes at Denny's.
Is that Liz Golden?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a lovely lady, a Floridian, and a regular on our channel.
She's one of the housewives, is she?
No, she's a very happily married woman who was, she's just a lovely, lovely person. So shout out to Liz. And I want them pancakes. I'm holding you to them.
And that's not because Craig's fat. It's because he doesn't drink.
I'll drink maple syrup, mate, if it's on offer. Here's one. I've got a question for you really quickly.
Go on.
Maybe your audience can answer this as well. So we know that Spain don't have a national stadium of such, and England have Wembley. And there was all this talk about potentially selling Wembley. Did you like that time when England went on tour around the UK and they were playing games in different stadiums? Now you like it at Wembley?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't. I'm a bit of a fair weather international fan. When I was a kid, I used to get really excited about England playing Brazil on a Wednesday night and watching it on Sports Night. So I can't be disrespectful to those people who like international football. And I think people around the world actually do quite like international football. But for me, if you'd have asked me about international football 3 weeks ago, I'd have gone, no, I'm not really bothered. But then I'm such a flip-flop because when the Euros kicks off or the World Cup kicks off, I'll watch every game, highlights, and I'm like, I love it. Club football? What are you on about? We're going to sign Sancho? Couldn't give a shit. I'm watching the Euros.
That's
and
the
then
beauty
as soon as
of being
it's
a
over,
footy fan. We can be hypocrites.
as soon as it's over, I'll be like, and then when the international break happens in September, I'll be like, what's this all about? So I am really just about the Euros and the World Cup, and I will really get into it. But then as soon as it's over, I'll be like, I can't stand international football.
You know what? I echo that. I've admitted that as well. For some reason, I'm all in on this tournament. I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, no involvement from my perspective from Ireland, but yeah, I don't usually. I do think what they've done with the Nations League has been quite clever, though. I think it's added a little bit, and that's the way North Macedonia, I believe, got into the Euros as well.
All right, yeah. Fair play if you understand it. I mean, the only thing I would like to see is that France aren't in this tournament. I'd love to see France not in this tournament because I think it would make it better. I don't like it when there's a big favourite, and I think France are stacked. They are absolutely stacked. If this was like however many teams are in it, 24, France would be the big Mike Tyson of the tournament. The heavyweight favourite they are. Doesn't mean they won't win it. Doesn't mean they will win it. But I just think that this tournament is very much about whether France bottle it or not. Wet Salmon says, Craig, you look like a bit like Gru from Despicable Me.
Good show.
Jokes, really. Why did you let Mark out of your basement run out of potato sandwiches?
You weren't here for this last night. You don't know what that's about.
No. Philip Hunt says, is Salah underrated? He's putting up Thierry Henry level numbers, yet gets not enough respect. Will he go down as one of the greats? There you go. He's your player.
He's also one from our channel. I'd almost go as far as to say it's a $7.99 Australian super chat.
Philip Hunt.
Yeah, he's one from our channel. He's a really nice guy. Will he go down as a guy? Of course he will. I mean, I think Salah is underrated by so many people. I see Chelsea fans and they try comparing that fraud Eden Hazard to Mohamed Salah, and it drives me demented. It absolutely does. Yeah, I mean, imagine Salah went 2 whole calendar years without scoring a goal.
So you like Salah then?
Love him.
No, I like Salah. I don't like Liverpool, of course, but I've always been quite open to the fact that he's he's a world class player. He's world class, isn't he? At the end of the day, there's no two ways about it. He is world class. There's a question for both of us there. What are your thoughts on Euro structure? Shouldn't it directly go to quarterfinals rather than the round of 16? Says Adbath. I've got to say, I'll answer that one first. I think that this tournament is too long, having had the season that we've had. I quite liked the 4-group structure where the top 2 go through. I think a 6-group structure where 4 third-place teams go through to create a last round of 16, I just think it's silly. It's almost like that Germany, France, Portugal group. It's an exciting group, but all 3 of you should go through because you've just got to all beat Hungary. So I don't know what you think, Craig. To me, I think they'll say it's about fairness, but it's about money.
It's absolutely about money. Look, there are some positives too with the likes of a North Macedonia qualifying and things like that, but I'm with you. It just feels overly convoluted. And again, there's trying this Swiss model in the Champions League that does my head in as well, that nobody seems to be able to understand yet.
Well, they're going to change the Champions League as well, aren't they? And I mean, I know that's infinitely better than the Super League scenario that we were going to get. But it just seems to be that if you had I actually always thought the Euros, low key, I thought the Euros was the was a harder tournament to win than the World Cup, because you had 4 groups of 4, only the top 2 go through. And it's the top 16 teams in Europe. Well, I can name 8 very good teams in Europe. And, if you get in the wrong group, you're in trouble, aren't you? So
There was no filler. You're right. It was just the prime talent, the top nations there. And look, whatever way they try and word this, and we all know how clever UEFA are with their PR spin and stuff. Everything is about money at the end of the day.
It is. Mark, I never understand why you say Scooby-Doo, even though I never get tired of hearing it. Can you explain? Scooby-Doo. I think it's because I do like to do accents, and somebody said to me, say Scooby-Doo. It's one of the easiest. If you want to do a Scottish accent and you're trying to do it, the easiest way to do it is to say Scooby-Doo. Now, don't just say Scooby-Doo because you won't sound Scottish. You've got to try and be Scottish. So, Scooby-Doo. Try it, Craig.
Oh, God, mate, I'm terrible with accents. So I have to say Scooby-Doo here, or can I put in any words?
Just try and speak Scottish, but say Scooby-Doo in it. So, Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo? I'm actually more Dundalk there, aren't I? I'm more Dundalk.
You sound more Irish.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know what? Somebody actually, I have a question for you as well. What's the weirdest lie you've ever seen posted about you, or that made you chuckle?
Oh, wow. There's so many. Go on, tell me yours then, because you've obviously got an example.
Somebody said, well played. You've been here before, Mark. It's almost like you know this industry. Somebody said that I wasn't really Irish, and that I was just pretending to be. I don't know what the benefits of pretending to be Irish would be, but yeah, apparently I'm not Irish.
Glazers out says, any update on the fan who fell out in the stands in Wembley? I only saw that as a tweet, mate, and I've not heard anything about that since. So, hopefully he's okay. I mean, it's not the funniest, but I think you messaged me about it on Friday. Obviously, I did that video on Friday about Alex, who passed away. And obviously I was talking about it on Friday morning, and I don't cry. And I just broke down. I couldn't get myself together at all. And there are people numerous people have actually come out. Some of them YouTubers saying, "Oh, that was all an act." And I just think, at what point do you stop being a cunt and become somebody you just must wait? You must just be full of hate. I mean, that to me is just like, yeah.
I got very angry at that. I have to say, I mean, if anybody thinks that was acting, then you deserve an Oscar, because it was a horrendous situation, and for a loss of life for somebody like that of that age, mate. These would be the hypocrites that'll be tweeting on World Mental Health Day as well. That's the thing that makes me annoyed about these people.
Well, it's funny. One of the guys who sort of does some of our helps out work with us, he rang me up yesterday, and he said, I just wanted to ring you up. So I've got nothing. It's not about organising anything. I just wanted to ring you up and see if you're all right. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just getting ready to go out for a barbecue and stuff. And he says, no, I've seen some of the stuff that's been said since, Flex left, and the Alex thing as well. And he said, you know what? I've known you for a few years, and I don't think you'd ever do anything. But I just thought today I'm just going to ring him up and ask him, because you've got all these people, some of them in the same industry that you are, spreading lies about you, being quite vile about you. And if anything happened to you, they would be finished, because their tweets are vile. And if you did anything, which I don't think you would, they'd be finished. But they don't think about stuff like that. They just think about being an arsehole. They just think about being a bully. And he said, look, faceless people on Twitter, nothing will happen to them because no one knows who they are. But these people who've got their own fan channels, their own big, massive accounts, if you did anything because of the bullying that you've had over the last few days, they are fucking finished. They are done. And I said, mate, but I'm not going to do anything, am I? Because that's just not me. I get used to it. And he said, well, something needs to happen with people like that, because it's just online bullying, basically. I said, yeah, but they'll be tweeting about mental health in a week. They will be.
You've always been somebody who's been, this industry is filled with characters. I'm going to choose my language very carefully. And you've always been somebody who's been very helpful to me with advice. And I don't just mean about the industry. I mean, I've often rang you up when I've been struggling and stuff like that as well. And you've always got a word of encouragement. So anybody that thinks you're fake, you're an actor, you're tough to get a read on. I will admit that one. I mean, I'm never playing poker with you, ever. But you are one of the good guys. You really are. And you deserve every bit of success that comes your way. And you've got a work ethic like nobody else, mate. So that's the only real praise you're going to get out of me. The rest of it's going to be me trying to destroy you. But, I do have respect.
Well, Lewis Riley says, Craig, why are you even on this stream? Ireland's aren't in the Euros.
Just keep the housewives happy, mate.
But you can't say What about, that? Just trying to think of, there aren't many. Actually, that is a good point, Lewis, because I was going to stick up for Craig then and say, what about the Swedish? But they're in it. To be fair, they've basically let everyone into these Euros, and still Ireland aren't there. But I'm trying to think of any.
And yet, funnily, we still have won the same amount of Euros as you.
Yeah,
isn't that really funny?
Look, I sometimes I used to get bored of playing FIFA as England and winning it. So for a challenge, I would be Ireland. So I've always had a soft spot for Ireland.
Beautiful country, beautiful.
I've lived there for 3 years, probably the best 3 years of my life.
Yeah, it's very proud. Always very proud to be from Ireland.
I thought you were going to say you're very proud that Mark Goldbridge lived in Ireland and you're Irish, and I was nodding my head again. I was like, yes.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to ruin the surprise. But next time you're out in Malahide, mate, there's a statue there. I didn't want to say it.
They bloody should. The thing is, they should, but they won't do it because I'm English, and we know what Irish people think of English, and it's a shame because I've got a lot of time for Ireland. If you're part of Malahide Council or whatever it is, and you want to put a statue up for me outside Gibney's, I'll come over.
They'll do it, and they'll do it at a reasonable cost as well. Because for a good cause.
Put me up in the Grand Hotel, and yeah.
And Portmarnock.
No, I think the Malahide used to have a hotel called the Grand Hotel, just across from the private tennis club.
Down there by the polo club.
I tell you what, I did land on my feet. It was a lovely place to live. I literally anyone I ever spoke to, they'd go, God, you lived in Malahide? Like, anyone from Ireland, they'd be like, oh, you live in Ireland? Yeah. Used to it. That's
Malahide, Howth, beautiful places.
Oh, Howth's lovely, yeah. Yeah. It is.
And you said you enjoyed living over here. Did you ever think about coming back at any point? I mean, did you think about maybe bringing the family back over?
Yeah, loads of times I've thought about it, but and there's no reason why not to. Really, it's just that I suppose we've got a life over here now. But yeah, I do like Ireland.
I'm actually thinking of going the other way.
My Big Melon says, how did you guys first meet and recognise each other, and how did you guys become friends? I think from my side, it was the Sand Hotel in Portmarnock. You're right, Frankie. People, well, most of you won't know because you're not popular, but when somebody messages you on your DMs, it probably just caught me in a good mood. And I just went, I just looked and it was like, oh, it's him again. And then I just thought, you know what, I'll reply. And then actually, he wasn't one of those fans who were just like obsessive. He was actually quite a nice guy. And then he said, I've got my own channel. So I said, oh, I'll pop on it. Yeah, that's how I remember it. That's probably not how it was, but there you go.
If you stop sending nudes, I'll get you on a show, is what he said to me. No, actually, I remember our first interaction. Because I spent years slating you. I've said this to you before. I spent years and ages slating you because I used to think that you were very anti-Liverpool.
Oh, didn't I come in your live comments?
Yes, that was it. I was just going to say yes. Yeah. He said, oh, another Liverpool channel. We were on 2,500 subs.
I'd finished the stream late at night and like everyone had gone to bed and I was like, oh. And I had my computer open. I thought, I'm not looking at any more porn. And I was on YouTube and it must have been up in the recommended or something like that. There's, I had about 5 people watching and I just took pity on it and I clicked in. There was more than 5. And I was just watching it. Well, I thought, I actually felt quite proud because I think that the United stand, although everybody bloody does it now, I will stand by the fact that the United stand, when we first came along, every YouTube channel that was around that was a fan channel was all about production. It was all 5-10 minute videos, well edited, top 5 this, 5 for that. And it was all very, very good. And we just used to go live like this for an hour, me, Kevin, a couple of others just chatting away. Nobody was doing live content. Even YouTube contacted us and said, it's amazing what you're doing with this live chat sort of thing. It was like, yeah, it's perfect for what we want to do. And I think I just saw your stream and I was like, well, I can't stand Liverpool, but fair play. It's quite a similar sort of thing to what we did. So I think I'll just put a comment in. And that was it.
Second half just getting on the way here, folks. Look, yeah, it is how it happened. And look, you did certainly inspire us to see what was capable and what we could do from our, at the time, what we had very limited resources.
So when's the Craig and Mark podcast launching, says Jake? Well, it's funny enough, we have spoken about that, but it's just time, isn't it? It's nice to be able to do this because it's around something that is a big event. But when you go back to your clubs, and I say go back to your clubs, I did United stand at 7:00 tonight. It's not like you can just stop talking about United because there's always stuff going on. But yeah, we just have to see what happens with that.
It's definitely something that would be fun. And I've always said it'd be nice to do it in person though. If we ever did do stuff like that. But I tell you what, the one moment of pride for me came, and look, I know you've had many of these, but there's something special about that YouTube silver play button arriving. There just is. It's a very emotional thing, and I've seen you with the gold one. It's magnificent and well achieved, but it's a nice touch from YouTube, isn't it, that they do things like that?
Don't know where mine is actually. I've got so many of them, but it's around somewhere. But oh no, here it is. Well, this is what I wanted to show you actually. So to be fair, that is the one I got for 1,000 for 1 million, which the one you've got is way better. So they've obviously I'm going to order another one. So that's not.
You can do that as well. Yeah, you can order. It's a great new thing they've brought it. You can order some for your team as well. You can order extra copies of them. Yeah, the newer ones are much nicer. All right.
Yeah, this is crap. This one. I never got one for That's Football.
Yeah, you were saying that to me. I think that's mental. You can also order a silver or gold. You know that you get a letter in with them saying you've done whatever. You can order a silver version of that as well from the company, which comes in Perspex, which is quite handy to frame up. It's a coming of age thing. I really feel for YouTubers when they get them. It really is a proud moment.
I watch both of you guys' content. Definitely would like to see a collaboration. You guys got good banter. Cheers, guys. I bet you never watch the United Stand though, do you? Thanks for that.
Me?
Yeah.
I honestly don't watch much YouTube, and I'll tell you why. And you're going to laugh at the reason why, because it's absolute hypocrisy in one way. But I don't watch a lot of other YouTube content because I don't want to be influenced by opinions. Now, obviously, the trends and what's hot and what's not with regards to thumbnails and stuff, you got to pay attention to. But yeah, I don't want to be influenced by other people's opinions on what they do. So I'm somebody that came into this industry cold, and when I did my first stream, I wasn't sure what you were supposed to do. So my natural reaction was just to interact and chat with people, because I'm not like you. I can't. You're excellent at being able to host on your own, have longer opinions. I need that interaction with the audience. Other than that, I'd just be exposed as a boring git, to be honest.
Well, the second half has started out like the first half did. It's quite open. Does need a goal. Goldbridge monitor at the moment. I'm still going to stay. I'm actually going to go up to 70% likely to be Netherlands now, 30% Ukraine. Because I feel that it's a better game than England-Croatia, but it's a similar game. I feel like Holland, Netherlands have got the better quality, and Ukraine are a little bit like Croatia. They're hard-working, they're well-organised, but they don't seem to have any cutting edge. And so many teams, we saw that in the Europa League, actually, Craig. You won't have seen that, and you won't be seeing it next year. You were quite lucky. Well, you finished the season well, to be fair. But United basically got to the Europa League final, not because I can hand on heart say Roma had one bad half against us and we blasted them. They actually played over the two legs. They played 3/4 of the game. They played better than us. AC Milan were better than us at Old Trafford. Then it was tight at the San Siro. And then the two Spanish sides we played, I think it was Sociedad and Granada. They just had nothing up. Basically, everybody in the Europa League we played, if they had decent strikers, they would have caused us real problems. And I think we're seeing that in the international football already. You know, Switzerland, I think, should have beaten Wales, but they just didn't have any quality in the final third. Same with Croatia today. And I think we've seen it with Ukraine as well. There's a lot of teams. It's weird. It just seems to be. I've noticed it a lot in the last 6 months.
You'll see it with Spain as well. They've got Gerard Moreno, they've got Morata, but it's not Torres, or even going back older. Yeah, they're missing a proper forward. And Mandzukic, big loss for Croatia.
Just seems to be a lot across football now, and I don't know whether that's because defending's got better, but there just seems to be a lack of quality in the final third for a lot of sides. I'm sure Chelsea fans are in the top in the chat going, tell me about it with Timo Werner. But yeah, that's maybe why Man City are looking for a striker. United want a striker. Chelsea want a striker. I'm always surprised Liverpool never gone for a striker, because Firmino is not really prolific, is he?
There's talk around the Dakar stuff with us, all right, but we're not going to be in the bracket for the Haalands, the Kanes. We won't pay the wages, and we don't have that. Well,
you thought you were going to be you thought you were going to be in it for Sancho, but you're not.
No, I've always said that you guys had certainly put the legwork in, the groundwork. I'm more saying we should be in that conversation, but it looks 350 grand a week by the looks of it. moving to you guys, and it's a good piece of business. There's no point me sitting here denying it.
No, but I agree. I think he would be good at Liverpool. And I think under, I'm not stupid. Klopp's a way better coach than Ollie. That doesn't mean that I want Ollie out. Hopefully Ollie will develop. But, I think Klopp with someone like Sancho would be interesting if Liverpool had gone in for him, because, you'd have to really want to play at Old Trafford to turn that down.
There's two players at Dortmund now I think Liverpool will go back for in the future. Bellingham, who I know you guys tried to get before into Birmingham, and Gio Reyna. I know Klopp's a big fan of Gio Reyna.
He's American, isn't he?
Yeah, very, very good footballer.
Yeah.
It's a lovely little niche that they've built in the Bundesliga, isn't it, of attracting over that young talent and giving them the platform to show what they can do.
I'm a little bit more respectful to Dortmund now than I was. It's still 0-0 in this game. We'll bring anything if anything happens, but it's a good game, but it's a bit... there's not really many chances at the moment, but I'm a bit more respectful to Dortmund than I was last year. I've got the Sancho thing really sort of pushed me over the edge, and I used to really go in on Dortmund saying they think they're bloody it, but they never win anything. They're basically just like they're basically just a meat market. They go and buy these young goal.
It's that man.
Ronaldo, yeah, goal. Keeper makes the error there, Craig. He's been good, but he makes the error. Cross comes in, he palms it out, doesn't get much distance on it, and Wijnaldum's just running in at the edge of the box and smashes it in through the crowd. Bit of a shame from the keeper there. He's had a good game, but he's let himself down there, and it is 1-0 to the Orange. La Orange.
Yeah, as part of the goalkeepers union, you're spot on there. He certainly should have been pushing that wide. If you can't hang on to it, push it wide out of danger, not into the path of Gino. I have a feeling now that he signed for PSG, when he goes home, Mark, there's going to be an extra story on his house.
Yeah, just watching it back here. Yeah, he's... Although, to be fair, there is a Dutch player where he's palmed it to Wijnaldum. If he palms it to the right, there's another Dutch player. So, to be honest, it's one of those, isn't it? It's percentage. You've got to do something with it. One day you'll get a bit lucky about it. But if you look to the right of the screen, if he'd gone to the right, it would have been to Wijnaldum anyway. So he's a bit...
Could have caught it, mate. There's this fascination with keepers not being able to catch balls anymore. I don't get it.
Oh, he's not happy. Don't worry, mate. You're playing North Macedonia. You'll still get through. I mean, 3 points, you'll go through, won't you, basically?
I need Holland to score one more, mate, and I'm quids in.
Yeah, I said 1-1, didn't I? I've lost that one. I don't even know whether I've done well on any of my predictions. I said 1-1 in the England game. They won 1-0. I predicted Switzerland to beat Wales. I got that wrong. I think the funniest one is all these people saying how... I'm burying myself here. Oh, Turkey are going to be one of the dark horses. I said it as well.
I think we all had a little bit of love for the Yilmaz train the season he's had at Lille as well.
Yeah. Well, it's only one game. Like, it's how good Italy look very good to me. So they could beat Wales and Switzerland and still end up in the quarterfinals, and that's not a bad run for Turkey.
I tell you what, though, goal difference. We spoke about the group earlier on and the way the third place teams are going to go through. Goal difference could be really important in the group stage.
Well, I mean, look, if you've got 4 teams that are going through in third place, thinking about the groups, I think 3 points will probably put you through in third place. As long as you don't, like you say, as long as you don't get smashed. If you get 3, if you lose 2 and win 1, you probably go through as long as your goal difference is around sort of evens.
Dutch on the attack again. Keeper, good save. Well, straight at him, let's be honest, Craig. You're exaggerating that one.
That's Weghorst, yeah. He's a unit. I tell you what, I know about Weghorst, and anyone who watches my FIFA career mode will know this because I always call him Harry Potter's mate. Burnley always sign him, and I can't beat Burnley on FIFA. So he scores a lot of goals.
Burnley! He
always scores against me, and he doesn't even play for Burnley, does he? Where does Weghorst play? Is he in the German league, or is he actually in the Dutch league still? Oh, he's in again here. Oh, he's offside.
I tell you what, the Dutch tattoo game is on point. There's some wonderful tattoos there.
He'd be a perfect signing for Burnley, Weghorst. The Dutch Chris Wood. The Dutch Chris Wood. Give it to me. Give it to me, baby. Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't think Ukraine have got a goal in them. Oh, they've scored. No, that has happened to me before.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably go on my gravestone and it'll probably say 7-2, 7-2, 7-2 after my little rant about your 6-1 defeat by Spurs.
That was the same day, wasn't it? Or was it the same weekend anyway?
It was the same day. It was a crazy day of football.
I watched that Villa game. Yeah, they deserved to beat as well. And Van Dijk wasn't injured then. Apparently, we've had a tweet from Romano. What? You know what? I've got to say, I really do wish all the transfer stuff would just shut up for like 2 weeks so we can enjoy the Euros. Because the thing I absolutely hate is like Romano says, Manchester United have been in contact with Jadon Sancho's camp this weekend. Negotiation with Dortmund on a 95 million price, bonus details and payment structure will continue in the next hours and days. 70 million euros won't be enough to complete the deal. Well, 70 million euros is 63 million pounds. Oh, God knows then. God only knows.
Surely the number sounds to be around the 85 to 90, is it not? That's the number they want to do business at from my limited knowledge of the situation.
Yeah.
What a frightening prospect, by the way, it is that we could end up with a situation that Manchester City are moving on some, well, they class as fringe players in Bernardo Silva and Sterling to maybe look at Kane and Grealish. I'd always assumed Grealish may end up with you guys.
Yeah, I'd love Grealish. I do like Grealish. He should be playing for England, to be fair. That Fabrizio Romano update by everybody actually is a nothing update, really. I mean, it is an update. I'm not dismissing Fabrizio, but I mean, in relation to United being close to signing Sancho, it actually probably makes you feel further away, if I'm honest.
2-0.
2-0. Dumfries into the box.
I tell you what, and Mark, I think they have a fair show here for. I can see where Ukraine are annoyed about something here. When you see the replay,
yeah, it didn't look like that would be a goal.
It looked like they barged into the back of the defender.
Yeah, well, VAR might have a look at it, but Dumfries piled his way through, and it fell to Weghorst, who blasted it in. They're having a chat with the referee. He'll have something in his ear. Let's have a look.
Oh, was he in the keeper's way, do you reckon?
Dumfries. It's whether he's offside, isn't it? He is in the way of the keeper a bit, but he might probably be onside. Potentially a little bit of the flat. Well, he's in the keeper's way, but I don't think he can be offside.
He's not offside. The defender beside him, I think, is playing him on. Yeah. Very experienced referee, this, by the way.
Yeah, I can't, unless they're going to give a foul on the Ukrainian defender, which looks a little bit soft. Sean Dyche says, stop it. No one can replace my Wood. He's got Burnley written all over him, that Weghorst, to be honest.
I think Nat Phillips might have as well. Oh, do you know what? Here it says the voice of Peter Walton. Nobody cares. Honestly, nobody cares.
The voice of Peter Walton. ITV, have you noticed how ITV and BBC for this have basically just raided Sky and BT? Like, he's BT, isn't he? Walton.
Oh, here's a freeze frame here, Mark.
He might be off.
Yeah, he could be. It looks like it's given. It is.
Yeah, he's giving it. 1 minute. I'm just going to sort this cat out. I can't be dealing with the cat moaning.
Oh, has he? I'll tell you what, folks. I'm still not sure if he's given it or not. He has given it, and we're back underway. It is 2-0 to the Netherlands, and I think it's probably what they deserve from the game. I think Mark would agree with me. They've been the classier side here. And Mark did say rightly just before halftime he can foresee a goal coming very soon for the Dutch. And yeah, 2 early goals second half here. An hour gone, and the game is it's a matter of how many. I think at this point, it looks like it was given. Mark, no issues with that. The ref gave it.
You feel that's probably the game. Although half an hour, you never know. But it has gone very much like the what was the Turkey-Italy game, wasn't it? 0-0 at half-time. You felt there was a little bit of momentum for the Netherlands and Italy. And lo and behold, second half, they've just gone through the gears. I
just gave you full credit on that a second ago, because you were saying just that before half-time. You were saying you get a feeling there's a Dutch goal coming, maybe not before half-time. And you spot on, they did. And they finished them off here quite quickly.
Yeah, shout out for the goldometer. I did say it's gone up to 70% that Holland would score. And I was right. Craig, have you heard Liverpool are looking to bring Raheem the Dream Sterling back? Says Thomas Webster.
There's been a few questions asked about it, but again, I talk about our wage structure and what he's earning at Manchester City. He's not going to earn at Liverpool Football Club. But you know what? I've always said it's annoying that he left, but I do understand why he left when he did. I do understand it from a footballing perspective. But I honestly can't see any way that he comes back to Liverpool. I really can't. I don't like people saying he's finished, though, by the way. That annoys me. Is he still only, 26 years of age? 26, Sterling. 27? Yeah.
Well, there's the line. Look, he's not offside.
I see one of your people in the chat earlier on, one of your subscribers said something about in Australia where the refs are mic'd up and stuff. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the video. I was saying that on this channel yesterday. I remember seeing the video and the referee was talking to the VAR room and the VAR said, we think it's this. And he said, do you want me to go over to the monitor to sell it? And that for me was just, yeah, it wasn't a great look.
What, to sell it in the way that let's hype it up a bit?
Let's pretend that I'm actually having a look at this myself. Do you know what I mean? To sell it to the players in the crowd. Let's pretend that I'm debating it.
Yeah. Doc says, I see you drinking a Corona. What would you say that's your favourite drink? I'm not massively a beer connoisseur. I just drink it really. So there's not a lot I won't drink. I'm not an alcoholic. I mean, I just quite, lager to me. Yeah, I am aware of Fabrizio Romano tweeting. I have spoken about it and I've tweeted about it as well. But to be honest, it's not really an update that develops anything. In fact, it probably puts the brakes on things to a certain extent when he says that 70 million euros won't be enough. We all know it's 80 million and 70 million euros is 63 million. So it would seem that United are quite far off.
Double change here for the Dutch. Aki coming on to replace Daley Blind, who you were speaking about earlier on, and second change coming up now as well. Aki's an interesting one, isn't he?
Nathan Aki, he'll be quite fit because he's hardly played.
Oh, Van Aanholt off for Vignal.
Van Nistelrooy, obviously a coach there as well. I don't know what the situation is with Daley Blind because he had a heart condition as well. I don't know whether he collapsed on the pitch. I don't know. I remember at the time it was quite scary, but obviously he's still playing. So,
can I ask you a little something off topic, although it is YouTube related? Did you see Anderson Gibbs fight last night?
I didn't really know. I don't really pay much attention to anything like any of that, and I didn't really know what it's all about. Was it YouTube versus TikTok boxing?
Yeah, and he was robbed. And the reason I feel bad for guys like that is these lads put months and months and months, whatever level you think they're fighting at, they have dedicated themselves for months to go there and be robbed because, the guy that he was fighting was heavily backed by the crowd who put the event on. It's just nonsense. I really do. I don't know him. I've never met him, but I really feel for him.
I didn't even know it was happening.
It's really funny. If you look at the Twitter account of the company that are doing it, they're about like 8K or something. They put on this massive event there. It's a strange one, but the 6-1 by the way to the YouTubers.
Brian did a bloody watch along for it, didn't he? True Geordie.
Yeah, he does. He does like the fight business, though, doesn't he? To be fair, yeah. I mean, a masterstroke of his was doing the Mayweather McGregor one. I think that does huge numbers for him.
Yeah, I mean, I like fighting, but I will probably do a Joshua Fury fight if it ever happens. I'll probably do Fury and Wilder, but I like proper boxing, and I like watching UFC when it's McGregor. I've always liked McGregor, but I'm not interested in YouTubers fighting TikToks, to be honest.
I was saying I'm probably going to I'm hoping to get over to London for the AJ Usyk fight. If any of you guys fancy coming down and joining myself and Connor, should be a good experience.
Silence. Not that anyone's going to reply with a noise. I think the whole YouTube TikTok thing, I didn't even know it was a thing. Every now and again, I do see that these bloody people say to me, "Oh, such and such on TikTok's massive," and they talk about football. I'm like, well, never bloody heard of him. I don't know.
It's mad how
niche
niche our world is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's mad how niche the YouTuber world is. I mean, you obviously get noticed a lot when you go out. Do you find it that it's ever a hindrance?
Not really, because I suppose when you're living in a COVID world, you don't really get out that much, do you? But we'll see as we venture out more. What was your honest opinion on Tyrone Mings today? Says Daniel Smith. I thought he did all right, but I thought Croatia were blunt. As I said, I think if England had been playing a team who could attack, they might have been in trouble today, because I don't think it's a very good result for England. I'm very happy with it, but I'm not. If that was France, we'd lose. If that was Portugal, I think we'd lose. I think if it was Italy, we'd lose. I just think Croatia genuinely are a team. They beat us in the World Cup 3 years ago, and we beat them now. So I think they're very toothless.
Oh, Ukraine on the attack. They're going to have to start committing now. This game's going to stretch even more. They need something, so they're going to have to go all out here. So we may.
But like you said, though, that you don't want to concede 3 or 4, though, do you? Because that could severely impact your chance of going through.
I was absolutely rolling around the floor the other day, by the way, when Kiefer Moore scored. Jordan was the first thing that popped into my head. Oh, it was priceless. You called it, fair play. Give credit where it's due. He was spot on.
I'd never heard of him. I really genuinely had never heard of Kiefer Moore, because I just don't watch Championship football, which is amazing, actually, because I'm apparently a Forest fan, but I've got no idea about any player in the Championship. Ewan Black says, can you say Wout Weghorst is better than Pele? Well, he is better than Pele, because Pele's about 99, isn't he?
He's a stat pad merchant. That's all he is, Pele, a stat pad merchant.
Just shout out as well. I probably should drop the link in. I'll do it, actually. I'll drop the link in the video description before I shout this out. We've done that. What's the news on Liverpool transfers, says Thomas Webster?
All quiet. What I always say to our subscribers is I will be paying attention to the European side of any journalist stuff around Liverpool, because the English journalists don't really get the brief, but when the transfers happen, you get the great stories from the James Pearces, the Melissa Reddy's, the full detail. But I'd always be looking for the European side of anything. But really difficult to find out any information these days around the Reds with transfers, particularly because their owners are so stingy when it comes to spending money.
I was talking about Ryan Gravenberch, actually, who hasn't come on, unfortunately, tonight for the Netherlands. That he was linked to us via some Liverpool account today, that Liverpool are looking at Ryan Gravenberch from Ajax. You're obviously going to buy a midfielder because of Wijnaldum going there, aren't you? Yeah,
it looks like Neuhaus is the more likely. I've never believed the links to Tielemans, because, as you guys know, when you went to do business for Maguire, they're not bullied in the transfer market. They usually get top dollar for their players. So I never really seen that. Gravenberch is a quality player. I think he's only 18, 19 years of age. And that academy system, I mean, you've got a young son, I've got a young son. If ever there was anywhere I could send them to play football, I'd send them to the Ajax academy system, because it's second to none. They're always producing great talent.
I've dropped the link in the video description now. Tonight, I'm doing one of my first things with Twitch, which is like a Euro rap chat. So 11 o'clock tonight till midnight, I will just be chatting away about the Euros, the first few days of the Euros. The link's in the video description for my Twitch channel. You're all welcome. It's free to get involved. And we'll be chatting from 11 o'clock UK time. So about an hour and a half. Just about the opening days of the Euros, the next few games to come, and general chat for an hour. So you can join me on there. Links in the video description for that.
It is exciting, the platforms that are opening up now to us, isn't it? And the options that are out there compared to a few years ago. It's great to see the industry being embraced so much as an actual industry.
Well, yeah, it's just so busy at the moment as well, the Euros. I'm sure it's the same for yourself. Cross comes in there, from the Netherlands.
Well played. Well played. You're a cultured SOB now, Mark. And Netherlands, well played. None of this Holland stuff anymore. You're getting there.
Repetition will set you free. Karen Took the Kid says, I'm of the opinion that Ronaldo is the greatest player to ever touch a ball. Awards aside, what do you guys think? Thanks. Well, I love Ronaldo, and I think I respect Ronaldo's journey more than Messi's simply because I know that Messi's the better talent. So I think for Ronaldo to be even in the same sentence as Messi shows the work he's put into his career, because there's no doubt that Messi's the better God-given talent. But the fact that Ronaldo even gets into the conversation shows how hard he's worked to get there. So for me, and also he played for United, I just have... It's not even that he's better. I just prefer Ronaldo. I think it's not about... I don't really even decide who's better. I just say Ronaldo. He's talking about Ronaldo 9, isn't he? Yeah, R9. I don't even care about... I mean, he's a good player, but for me, Ronaldo is Ronaldo, CR7.
I'll be on the Messi side of that debate. I'll be on the Messi side of it. I think I agree 100% with what you said about Cristiano getting every ounce out of his ability, and it's a testament that he reinvented himself as an out-and-out forward as well. But you kind of have that Messi and that kind of Ronnie O'Sullivan factor of natural talent. And but I still think Diego Armando Maradona is the greatest player to ever grace a football field.
Yeah. And just on Ronaldo 9, R9. Yeah, I mean, look, the thing is, me and Craig, we would be well old enough to remember him and you know, really appreciate how good he was, and he was really, really good. But I just feel that, you know, Messi and Ronaldo have done it for what feels like they've been doing it for 30 years. Like, whereas with R9, it didn't seem like it was that long. It could have been long, but it didn't feel as long as it's been with Messi and Ronaldo. So. Not for me. I wouldn't put R9 ahead of Ronaldo or Messi, but I would agree with Craig about Maradona. I thought he was just unbelievable. Thanks, Kellen. Thanks for the super chat. It says, good to see you enjoying the Euros. What games are you doing on Anfield Agenda then? What you got coming up?
We're going to be covering the England games, obviously, because our sponsors want us to go with that one. Other than that, keeping it limited, to be honest, mate. We're not going to overly pitch the Euros because it's a Liverpool channel at the end of the day, and we want to just get back to talking about football, but have to do it because it's the right thing to do, and it keeps the channel moving along. But I'm not going to be overly... I mean, I'm dropping major hints here about welcome backs and all, but
yeah.
Not too much.
I'm not going to do all of them, so you're more than happy to pair up with somebody and do it, and we'll definitely do more.
I'm more than happy to answer where's Goldbridge 500 times.
Yeah, where I think our first thing was just to get through the weekend, which has been, we've done every game, which is what we said, and now I think we've got to figure out what we're doing tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But I know I'll definitely be doing Scotland tomorrow because it's in England's group, and I'm interested to see, you know, it's like we're playing Scotland anyway, but I'd watch Scotland anyway, but we are going to be playing them on Friday. And also I want to see how good Czech Republic are. So I'm interested in that one, 2:00 tomorrow. Is it Spain tomorrow night? I think it might be their first one tomorrow night as well.
I'll tell you, it killed me getting out of bed today for that England game. I mean, to me, that was like 6 a.m. start. Oh, hello.
Yarmolenko, goal of the tournament. What a hit.
Oh, that was filth.
That is the goal of the tournament. What a strike. That's the goal of the tournament. No doubt about it.
Beautiful scenes in the crowd there as well, Mark. The Dutch and the Ukrainian fans shaking hands and just admitting what you said. Can't argue about that. Top bins.
That is the goal of the tournament so far. And I'm so pleased that's happened in the first few days. Absolute cracker.
Oh, I tell you what.
Corner.
Oh, that is a
edge of the box. Curler. Outside and in. Yeah, keeper's fucked, isn't he? You ain't getting anywhere near that. You can dive all you want, mate. You ain't getting that. That is absolutely superb. Say what, Gary Barlow, what do you think about that? I thought it was absolutely incredible, Mark. absolutely fantastic. It really was. You were saying as well, Craig. He's not really hit the scene with West Ham, but he's hit that.
That's a lesson to young guys out there, young footballers, young boys and girls. You know, make the right connection, follow through, get over the top of the ball. It's just perfect, technical wise, perfect. As you said, keeper never get near it. Beautiful goal.
Magnificent hit. And it sets it up nicely with 15 minutes to go. We thought the game might drag a little bit. 15 minutes to go. Mark, is anyone doing Portugal versus Hungary on Tuesday? Yeah, it'd probably be me, that one, Xander. I don't even know what the fixtures are. Let's have a look at the fixtures. We really did just plan till Sunday night, and then we'll figure out tomorrow what's going on.
I can confirm that as well. I can confirm that they only planned that far ahead.
Yeah, so Scotland.
There's a lot of rumours that I'll be on page 1 next week, Mark.
Yeah. What in the back of the Daily Star?
No, I mean on your list. I've made it onto page 1 of this long list. You know, this scroll of names.
Where's that rumour coming from? Is it tier 1 or is it tier 5? Is Wijnaldum drives forward?
It's definitely a Twitter ITK account.
Yeah. Scotland, Czech Republic tomorrow at 2. Poland, Slovakia at 5. Spain, Sweden at 8. And then on Tuesday, there isn't a 2:00 game, actually. It's Hungary, Portugal at 5 and France, Germany at 8. And then it all starts again on Wednesday with Finland, Russia. That'll be a classic at 2:00 on Wednesday. Not. But Italy, Switzerland and Wales are playing on Wednesday. And then we'll be working towards the big one on Friday, 8:00, England against Scotland.
Any nerves? Any nerves going into that one? I mean, that is a banana skin waiting to happen.
No. I mean, I do respect the fact that Scotland will be a difficult game, but I think the fact that England won today, it's almost made that not less of a big game, but less of a banana skin. Because even if Scotland beat us, I mean, England aren't going to get battered by Scotland and Czech Republic. So I think that we probably just need a point to go through against those two teams, really. So. But I think it'll be interesting.
I agree. I think it will be. I mean, you're certainly going to have to be as sharp as Scotland. And what you always say, first thing is you got to match the effort. You got to go out there and match them for effort, and they won't be lacking in effort.
No, they'll be pumped for that. It'd be like it's a dangerous game because it's basically an international derby, isn't it? And they will be up for it, but. It can go one or two ways. It could be a really tight, close game.
Oh, my days.
Is it 2-2?
It is, Desmond.
Whoa! They can't believe it. We've got a game on our hands here. It's number 9, and he's headed it in. And the Dutch have bottled it. The perennial bottlers. They've bottled it. Can't believe it. Wow, it's fantastic for the neutral. But it's a disaster for Holland. I've called them Holland again.
Clearly onside as well. Nothing wrong with it.
No. Oh, you can't knock the Ukraine. Both goals deserved. Both of these goals are deserved goals. They totally deserve the goals. Good goals as well.
Absolutely. Good finishes, both of them.
I don't know what you could say about this if you were a Dutch fan, because it's a legit comeback, isn't it? It's not like they've had loads of chances. They've just turned it around.
We're in for a cracking last 10 minutes here.
10 minutes to go. Yeah, love it. Just shows you, fair play. I'll tell you what, this tournament probably needed that. We've had goal of the tournament in this game, and now you can be 2-0 down and come back.
Goal of the tournament, watch along of the tournament. It's had it all, Mark. It's had it all. It's it's single-handedly ruining my accumulator now as well, by the way. Thanks for that, Holland.
Well, I could be on here because I said 1-1, didn't I? So that's a draw. Anyway, it's not accurate, but it's still a draw. And I tell you what, somebody said, can you do the goldometer, percentage chance of who's going to score next? I tell you what, I think it's 50-50.
I do get the feeling we're in for another goal.
It depends what Ukraine do, though. Now, have they shot their load and got back level, and they'll think, "Oh, let's sit back," or do they? If I was them, I'd keep the pressure going. I'd try and go for the winner, but they'll probably sit back.
They do say a 2-0 lead is a dangerous lead, don't they? Which is an odd thing to say, but it's so often true.
Yeah, most dangerous score in football, apparently. 2-0. I'd imagine being beaten 7-2 is probably more dangerous than that, but.
You'll be up there with the 6-1s, all right. You know that Spurs, the perennial underachievers that you were speaking about earlier on. Yeah.
Although you did have Van Dijk that day, didn't you?
We did. We also had every deflection known to the human race from all of their goals as well. But look, Villa deserved to beat us on the day. It was what it was. I mean, I wouldn't begrudge them their win. They were the better side.
If I remember rightly, they missed a few chances as well.
Yeah, they probably did. Yeah, it was a crazy old day. But that's the beauty of the Premier League. You know, it is very unpredictable at times, and it's a competitive league.
Grealish masterclass, says David. So, 8 minutes to go. It was 2-0 to the Netherlands. They were cruising. Yarmolenko. Well, the thing is, you can't start a fire without a spark. Bruce Springsteen's sung it once, and you feel that that Yarmolenko goal that was a bit out of nothing probably just gave him a real boost. And then, the Dutch should be defending better than that. It reminded me of a United goal, set piece, no one attacking it.
There's something beautiful about a header from a set piece, though. It's just a beautiful execution. It was a great ball in and a great header. 2 very good goals for the Ukraine. Like, they haven't been lucky to get back into this. They've deserved it, as you were saying earlier on.
I'll tell you what, I watched the Austrians this afternoon, and I think that they might give... might be an interesting group, this.
Arnautovic, what was his problem when he scored? He was getting real snotty, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a proper odd one, he is.
Yeah, you definitely.
Well, which way you fancy then? Do you think we're going to get a winner?
I do. I think we are in for a winner, mate. I'm going to go for an injury time winner. That's what I see happening here. I don't know who for. I'm not that brave to predict it, but.
Well, Owen Stanley, I think you're right. He says, game of the tournament so far, this Ukraine plays some fantastic stuff. It has been enjoyable. It has been enjoyable.
What's your kit of the tournament? What's your favourite shirt?
I've got to be honest, Craig, I haven't really noticed. What's yours?
The Denmark one. I love the Hummel shirt. I think I love the old school look to it. I think it's great.
It's definitely not the Welsh one, which looks like a hand-me-down of a Spanish one.
Oh yeah, I don't get me started on the repetitive patterns of Nike and Adidas, mate. Some of them are shocking. The Croatia shirts basically are a away shirt from this season as well. One thing I will say about England fans is you've got some belter retro shirts. England have had some decent shirts over the years. Oh,
quite like the England away one actually. I bought it for Seb, and it was quite cheap. And I thought, they've probably just changed it, and they haven't. It's just obviously because it's a kid size one. But
goal!
You got it, Aki with the cross. Header. Oh, it's a good header as well. It's Dumfries. He's finally done it. Third time lucky. Late winner. Oh, I feel bad for Ukraine. I don't think they deserve that. I felt really, really happy for Ukraine to get back into it. And
obviously
Dumfries.
He took your insult to heart, man. He took your insult to heart and he said, I'm going to shut this Goldbridge lad up. Heard about that statue of Malahide and he wasn't having it.
Yeah. Perfect header as well.
No, he's not. Sorry. No, he's not. I thought just the original body I thought was offside, but it wasn't him who scored it. So it was a good ball in.
Yeah, it's a very good header.
Spin on the ball the keeper should have done better. I'm sorry. He should have done better.
Yeah, it's just caught him, hasn't it?
I mean, we've been treated to a goal fest here. 5 goals. I mean, we were hoping, given it the big build up, we were hoping the game lived up to the superstar hosting billing, and it has.
Zinchenko can't believe it. He's back in the Champions League final. 5-2. Sorry, 5-2. 3-2. You only get one for that. 3-2, 5 minutes to go. Tremendous respect for you two, considering what's happened over the last couple of days, says Thomas Webster.
Thank you. It's always nice to hear kind words like that. Very much appreciated, sir. Thank you. And by the way, let me give a little plug to my own channel, Anfield Agenda. Any Liverpool fans are like, I know you've got a lot of Liverpool fans in the chat, mate. Go over, give us a check out during the season.
I've only said it's Craig from Anfield Agenda about 10 times.
I know, but I got to plug it, mate. Do you know what I mean? I can't come here and not feel like I've. Do you know what I often get? I said to Drawdy the other day, we were talking about the setup and the green screen, and you know the way I have my chair. I was like, it's not going to work. Is Mark? Can you do me like a mock-up like Mark's chair? Because it used to be a fake chair, and he said, no, we've actually got a real one now, and it looks smart, mate. I have to say, it's looking well.
I tell you what, it's the best investment I've ever had. Not just for aesthetics, but also for my back. Because the chair I used to have was rigid, and with this, I can just start rolling back and move about, and I find it really good for my back because I actually move my legs and stuff.
Yeah,
they're expensive though. If you want to get a good one, what's mine? They're not sponsoring me, so it doesn't matter. Secret Lab. And I just got the basic black one, but you can get all sorts of different designs on them. But I just got this one because I just wanted something plain. But it took me about an hour to construct it, but very good. There's a whole market for it. I just never realised like gaming chairs, like you can spend hundreds on them.
Yeah, my young lad's huge into gaming, and he's got an X-Rocker and a few other little bits. But I have to say, the chair that I have, a lot of people think it's fake, but it is genuine chair, and it's my pride and joy. I'm eternally grateful for the company that made it. It's a belter, and they've made some Playboy chairs and a few other ones. I like to call it my throne. I
nearly got one from them. They were in contact with me, and it just sort of died out. Which is probably for the best because I wouldn't have anywhere to put it.
It's yeah,
they did one for Lingard, didn't they?
They did, yeah. I could tell you a story about that, but I don't want to get the company in trouble. Let's just say he didn't play ball. He didn't live up to his side of the bargain on things. But they did. You're right. They made one for a Playboy buddy as well. They went for one of the Wasp players. But it is tough on the back. I don't think people realise it. If you were sitting in a computer chair doing 2 watch-alongs back to back, it definitely stiffens up the old back muscles.
Well, we've got 2 minutes to go here. I think for Ukraine to come back from 2-0 down to 2-2, it took a huge effort, and then for the Dutch to go and get a winner, I don't think the Ukraine will have anything left in them now. But I do feel for them. I hope they can get out of the group because I think they've played really well today, and probably just a bit. I thought the goalkeeper had a good first half, but he's probably at fault for 2.
I think that's fair, yeah. He certainly should have palmed one out to a better area. And although that one did bounce awkwardly, he should have got a stronger hand to it.
Thomas Webster says, sorry to hear about Alex as well, Mark. Rest in peace. Yeah, it's been a really weird week, actually. A very sad week in many ways as well, of course. But yes, it is sad. It is sad. When are you next live on the Anfield Agenda then, Craig?
Genuinely, I don't know, mate. I think I'm taking most of tomorrow off. I'm going to spend some time with the family. So I think I'll probably be live at some point tomorrow night. Yeah, probably about 10 o'clock. Are you torn in between what times you can get on at? Because you've got that hour-long space from between the 5 and 8 o'clock games. And then, of course, you've got 10 o'clock. So I'll probably be on around 10, I'd say. But just looking forward to getting back to club football.
Yeah, we've always had the morning show, so we're always weekdays morning at 10 on United Stand. So you do the news show, which is good, but then we normally have 8 o'clock. But because it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, it's a total waste of time. So we're trying to slip in a 7 o'clock show, just even if it's just like half an hour, just a bit of an update. Yeah. But,
It is. It's mad how much you get to know everyone. Like, there's so many subscribers, obviously, in your channel in particular, over 1 million. But it feels like a community thing, and these people feel like extended family. It is great the camaraderie that's built up in there, and even between the subscribers themselves. I find it fascinating.
Yeah, well, remember, it is one of the things I'm looking forward to, which we're doing with Twitch. Actually, they asked us to do it, is sort of like a Euros rap show. So we're doing quite a few over the Euros. Not every night; it's sort of like every 3 or 4 nights. So we've got our first one tonight, which is 11 o'clock on the Goldbridge TV Twitch channel. I've dropped the link in the video description. We're live at 11 o'clock, talking everything Euros over the first 3 days and other things. We'll wander into the football chat as well, but be an hour live at 11 o'clock tonight. I think they call it just chatting on Twitch, where you don't play a game, but you just have a chat. So, yeah, join us at 11. I've dropped the link in the video description, and we'll be having a chat. Probably talk about the Romano tweet as well, because I'm not doing a show on the United Stand about that.
Do you have more hours in the day than the rest of us? I often wonder that. I mean, I don't know how you do it.
I wish I did. There's a lot more stuff I'd like to do, but I like to do my own channel stuff. I like doing like the cooking with Goldbridge and stuff, but forget about that. There's not enough hours, and the people are like, "Well, you haven't done one for a couple of weeks." I'm like, "Yeah, well, find me a bloody 2 hours to set it all up and cook, and I'll do it."
You know what? I think I'd love eventually for myself to go down the route of a podcast. I think a video podcast. I mean, I love the Happy Hour. I know you've been on there as well. Jack Mate's a good lad. It's a great podcast as well. And it was Pie Face getting Stevie. That had me in stitches as well. That was top notch.
Craig, do you have a Zane? Says Nicky Cadigan. So Zane Miassi is somebody who's been on our chat. He spends loads and he does spend quite a lot of it. He's not been around a lot for a while, but I think Zane goes on other YouTube channels though. I've heard. So I don't think he's found yours yet. Have you got somebody who just dominates your super chats basically?
No, not really. To be fair, I always urge people to, if you are going to send a super chat, you might as well, join, become a member, get your month's membership out of it, get into the Discord group and a few other little benefits that you get. But I'm always eternally grateful, and I'm sure you are as well, because the money's not easy to come by these days, and for people to appreciate what you do enough to send a few quid is always very much appreciated.
Yeah, here. Well, it's been a pleasure having Craig on. We've got 2 minutes to go. And it looks like the Dutch are going to get over the line here, and you therefore would expect them to go through the group. Ukraine's next game, if you're interested, is against North Macedonia, which is a good game for them, actually, because you'd expect them to win that. And that would set up a really interesting game against Austria. So let's see what happens with the Ukraine on Thursday. But they'll count themselves a little bit unlucky today, Craig, I think.
I think you're right, yeah. And that North Macedonia-Ukraine game, I think that could be a bit of an attack fest as well. Because North Macedonia, to their eternal credit, they were pushing and pushing and pushing.
Talking about pushing, we're only 50 subscribers away from 425,000. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, if you're watching. See if we can get over 425. How many subscribers has your channel got? 100?
Just about to take on 110. Which I still pinch myself. As you said, we had a bit of a mad time around the Super League fiasco, but it's I'm eternally grateful for everyone that takes the time to come over, and I know you are as well.
Sancho within the next few hours, yeah, bollocks.
That kills me, by the way. We all have our own fan bases that have their ITKs on Twitter, but what gets me most about it is they're lying to other fans from your club. They're purposely lying to fans from your own club. That drives me mad. Well, yeah,
somebody said to me this evening, apparently United are going to sign Sancho in the next few hours. And I was like, says who? Apparently the Daily Express. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I do a news show. I don't think I've ever quoted the Daily Express. Or if I have, I've said, don't take it with a pinch of salt. Take it with a bag of salt. You can't say it's happening in the next few hours because the bloody Daily Express say so.
We're all over here, Mark. The ref blowing the whistle.
Yeah, Ukrainians drop to the pitch. Can't knock the result. I think the Dutch 3-2. That's the result. They've won it. but do feel a bit bad for Ukraine because they came back from 2-0 down. But thoroughly enjoyed it. Good game, and thoroughly enjoyed having you on the show, Craig.
Yeah, thank you. It's been
We'll have to
lovely.
arrange another one.
Appreciate it. Much appreciated. And yeah, I think it was tough when the Ukrainians came back into it, but you also got to give a bit of credit for Holland for pushing on to get the winner as well. So yeah, good game, good company, and I very much enjoyed it. And thank you to all of your subscribers who are watching as well for making me feel welcome. Yeah,
we're going to be back. Well, I'm going to be back at 11 o'clock, so I'm back in about an hour's time. So join me on Twitch, though, for the Euro wrap, the first one of the Euros, for an hour, just chatting about the Euros and just a laid-back chat for 11 o'clock. Links to the video description for Twitch. And then tomorrow, we've got Scotland at 2 o'clock, and then we'll play it from here by then. Scotland tomorrow at 2 o'clock. 3 more games tomorrow, and we'll be live for that on this channel. So make sure you subscribe. We're very close to 425k on the way out. And I'll be on Twitch at 11 o'clock, and we'll sort getting Craig out on again soon. Thoroughly enjoyed that, and big up Craig for being on again.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, what a day.